going to be picked tonight. He's going to give us an inside scoop on his individual. And again, I can't thank him enough for coming on and hanging out with us tonight. And it's our guy, Danny Savage, the draft guru in the house. Give it up. What's up, man?
What's up, everybody? What's up, champs?
What's up, Savage?
How you feeling, brother? Are you excited, or are you nervous, or are you like pissed, or what? Give us that. How you feeling right now, brother?
Anxious. You know what I'm trying to say? It's just, they gotta nail this draft. If they don't nail this draft, we're doomed, man. We're legit.
Yeah.
Doomed. 3 bad drafts in a row. Nah, we're done. Listen, man. It's crazy, man. Our fan base wants a wide receiver and a running back with the first 2 picks. And it's just like, we're 29th versus the run. Stopping the run.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So, listen, I have 37 running backs with a draftable grade. There's no reason to go running back at 12. I honestly don't think there's a running back worth the 12th pick. Gentry, to me, is a 2-down running back.
Yeah.
There's maybe 5 to 6 running backs with a 3-down bull type of backs. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
The rest are all but it's a running back by committee league. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So Uncensored was waiting for the link too.
Okay. I'll put it in there. Let me put it in there. Okay.
So I'm just nervous, man.
But that's sad when we're nervous, man.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you. If the board gets washed, there could be a scenario where the best BPA, it could be a corner at 12. It could be a safety.
Oh, yeah.
But then, so what do you do then? Do you reach on you know what I'm trying to say? The 3rd or 4th best at other positions? Usually when you reach, that's when trouble happens.
Trouble. Yeah, and that's so true. I agree with you, man. And that it could be a reach. But again, as it was said once before, it all depends on what we do with this first pick in this first round, man. I mean, Cowboys champ, what do you think? I mean, will that make a big difference, or what we do from the first round to the 7th round?
Oh, yes. What Flea said a couple weeks ago. This draft gonna matter with the first pick. You cannot mess up this 12th pick. You cannot. Whether it's a tight end, wide receiver, defensive end, get pick the best available player.
Yeah, for sure. And that's so true, man, because again, like I say. So, Danny, would you fall back and give up that 12th pick? And if you were to do that, we got about 3 minutes before it gets started. But if that's the case, what would you take if we were to fall back?
Here's my opinion on that. You only fall back if the board is washed. I can find starters all first rounder. I can find players all 7 rounds. I broke down 750 players complete. But in a perfect world, it's either Mikael Williams, edge out of Georgia, 6'6", 267. He's only 20 years old. He's not even done growing, man. He played everywhere. He played 1 tech, he played 3 tech, he played edge. Best case scenario, he's your edge for the next 10 years. Worst case scenario, he's only 20. He has 10 a chance. He had 4 sacks against Texas, the best offensive line in football. He had a high ankle sprain, and he's a freak. So now he's not even done growing. Worst case scenario, you can slide him in the middle, and he's Chris Jones 2.0 from the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
So, but I also can see Mason Graham from Michigan slide.
There you go. That's the guy we was talking about, right?
Listen, man. For everyone that says, "Oh, I don't want a Michigan player," would they take Aiden Hutchinson? Would they take Brandon Graham? He just retired for Philadelphia. Would they take Rashawn Gary from the Packers? Listen, we can't blame Taco Bell and MaxiPad. Our organization drafted them. If our phones rang right now and we heard some 89-year-old geriatric guy, do we honestly think Jerry even knows what day this is? Come on, man. He's 83. He probably thinks it's New Year's Eve, man. He has no clue. You know, and he says he's not going to make the first round pick, but he'll be the tiebreaker. Now, I'm not the sharpest, knife in the drawer, but if you've never seen a person play, how can you be a tiebreaker?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So listen, perfect world. Listen, there's two players that are going to fall. I don't know who, but I would love to get Mason Graham. Mason Graham has been Michigan's best defensive tackle the last 3 years. He was a true freshman when MaxiPad was a senior. He was the best defensive tackle as a freshman. Last year, Michigan had Chris Jenkins. Everyone made a big deal about him. Yet Mason Graham, with a broken hand, playing with a club on his hand, was the best defensive tackle 2 years ago. So, I don't know, man. Listen, I don't have a problem. I think offensive tackle is going to get washed. I think you're going to see Banks and Campbell go. I never have a problem taking an offensive line, but it's because it's like, for all the Dakota lovers, Dak can't pass if he's on his back.
That's true.
Everyone wants a running back. Your running back can't run when he's getting tackled 3 yards in the line of scrimmage. We have so many question marks. Let this sink in. Terrence Steele is the senior member of this offensive line. Let that sink in. And he gave up 10 sacks last year. We really don't know what we have at right guard, because I know Brock Hoffman stepped in for a few games, but stepping in for a few games when you're fresh and everyone else is beat up and banged up versus being the man from day one in training camp is a big, big difference. So we got Brock Hoffman, who's going to be basically auditioning himself because he's going to be a free agent after the season.
Yeah.
And TJ Bass. That's, they went out and signed a couple of guys with a heartbeat, but we really, you know what I'm saying? They didn't do nothing in free agency. That's where, I was honestly thinking too, there could be a possibility where at 12, the best position that's available, it could be a safety or it could be a corner. It could be Will Johnson out of Michigan, 6'2", 200, or this kid from South Carolina, a safety, Nick Umanera, 6'3", 230, 220. Me personally, I have him ranked in my linebacker group because, in my opinion, I think he's going to be like a Jamal Adams 2.0. I think he's going to eventually eat himself into linebacker. But he plays better, he plays better closer to the line of scrimmage. But I don't know what they're going to do. I honestly think tonight we're going to see the start of the Stephen Jones. I mean, do we really think Schottenheimer is going to have any say at all? Do we really think that? I don't.
Well, and that's the thing. Right now, Amazing Creation said, "What's up, Danny? Blame that fool."
What's up, Amazing?
He said, "Blame that fool, Will McClay." I mean, I don't know if he's batting 500. We have got some great picks out of. I mean, we got Michael Parsons out the deal. So it just here like these when we fall back to these 20, the last few times we fell back to the 20s, there've been bad picks, and that's just, I think that has something to do with it. I don't know.
But we backed into Michael Parsons. We traded.
Yeah,
back.
we did.
If we thought Michael was going to be that good, do you honestly think we would have traded back? 805 Vaughn, boom. I'm trying to say? I mean, I don't know. It's just, I just don't want to see a wide receiver, and I don't want to see a running back. That's all.
Oh, man. I don't know, man. I need me a skilled player, man.
I'll get you a Y. I'll get you a speedster day 3 at wide receiver. I'll get you a million running backs. I was always taught anyone could run through a hole. We're coming off a Super Bowl where there's the Chiefs went to 3 Super Bowls with a round 7 running back in Isaiah Pacheco, and Philadelphia. Granted, Saquon was a former first round pick, but he was really a free agent. So I just don't see, you know what I'm saying, taking a running back round 1 unless you trade back, in my opinion.
Well, we're gonna time will tell. Where we at right now? We getting this thing started. Let's see here.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's get this thing kicked off and see what we got going on, man. What's going on, Cowboy Champ? What's the thumbs down? What you got going on, brother?
Oh, Roger Goodell. Thumbs down for him.
Yeah, I don't like him either, man. He thinks he's God.
Well, you know, and while they're doing that, man, let's do this here, man, because I don't know if you guys are aware, but while we got everybody here, you know, there are a lot of new sets of rules for 2025. Real quick, here's some of the rule changes. Overtime change, the touchback moves to the 35-yard line. The NFL expands the use of the replay assistance. The NFL modifies uniform policy, so now you can wear, I think, a retro. You can wear retro, I think, 4 times throughout the season. And they're going to still use the Hawkeye camera to measure first down. And they're still the ruling is out on the tush push. So that's just some of the things that's going to be you're going to see new in the 2025 season. Here we are, y'all.
Question.
Well, they be
Who
doing
y'all
the
think
hell
will
out
be
of
the
him,
first
though.
pick?
I'm gonna be surprised if it's not Cam Ward, but I mean, Titans
I
can
will
move
too.
anywhere.
I'm gonna say Cam Ward.
You got to be.
I mean, you figure
Even
it
though I
would
don't
be.
think he should be. I think Graham
No,
or Carter.
Yeah, no,
No,
I'm with
Travis
you.
Hunter
but-
should be the first pick overall.
Could be
Yeah.
Travis.
I'm with you, but you know, when you quarterback desperate, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. And while we're doing this, guy, I will be putting up your comments. Believe me, guys, you guys that's in the comments, I definitely will be putting up what you guys, your comments.
I think it's Cam Ward, definitely.
Yeah.
I love Jaw, boom. I love Travis Hunter, but let's be honest. What is he? What is he?
Who is this?
Travis Hunter. Is he a corner or is he a wide receiver?
I think you get more time. You can get more out of him if you bring him in as a corner and you have packages for him on offense. But if you got him, full time on offense, you don't see that too often. You see more cornerbacks, starting at a cornerback position and playing some packages on offense.
But do we really think he's going to last going both ways?
No, I really don't. I mean, like I say, it'll be packages. I don't know. P, what you think about? What you think about?
No less. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, especially if he falls to like you said, to a Cleveland or something like that. Like I said, it just doesn't, like some small packages, like whatever, like 2 or 3 plays. Is he going to be happy with that? He's already came out and said that he wants to do this, but maybe he's exciting for a couple years. We see some excitement.
Yeah.
And then you got to kind of pick and choose. Like, what are you going to do?
It'll fade. It'll fade.
Yeah.
I can see
the Jesus moment.
Yeah, I can see him doing a couple of Deion Sanders type deals, a couple of punt returns, a couple of packages on offense, and he's definitely going to be valuable. But at the same time,
in the same token, Myles Garrett and Abdul Carter would be a scary combo.
Well, that would.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
gee.
But if he falls to the Giants, we got to play down against him for the next decade. But he's a linebacker to me. He's not an edge. He's not a
Deep Parson 2.0.
Yeah, 100%. When he played edge, he got ran over.
I mean, even if somehow Hunter fell to the Giants and they tell him, like, hey, we want you to play receiver next to Malik Neighbors, that's pretty scary, too.
That's scary.
Just to pick one spot. So.
That's scary. I mean, this kid is, he's a damn good, great receiver, man. I mean, you can't go wrong,
No, listen. It's possible that we're the worst team in this division, man. It really is. If the Giants get a few pieces,
Well, that's what we're talking about too. It's like any of us can either this draft can make us jump up to a good position, or it's going to make you fall really back further. And just this is what this draft can just come down to that right now. Like we've seen it, we've seen it year in year out with different teams, right? Just oh man, these guys got 3 picks in the draft, and boom, all of a sudden they're playoff contenders.
You're turning around, yeah. But I don't think we're 3 picks away. I mean, they're saying Diggs is not going to be ready for the start of the season. So, and Deron Bland's going into free agency.
Yeah.
So that's why, me personally, this is just my 2 cents.
No, I got you.
I think at some point, it all depends how the draft plays out. But at some point, the best positions might be corner or safety. And we haven't gone safety since what? Roy Williams?
Yeah.
That was the last time we went safety. They got a 6'3", 230-pound safety standing out.
And it's like what we talked before too. It's like if it's a safety and he's going to come in and make an impact right away, and that's what we want, right? We don't want. I don't need some. Look, I understand some people want offensive linemen and stuff like this. Hey, let's go guard. But like, what's going to happen there is Hoffman's going to challenge the guy. They're going to have a battle in camp, and Hoffman might start 6 games, and then they're going to say, "Oh, let's play the rookie now." I don't need that. I need a kid that's going to come in, play from day one, and impact this team right away.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's our problem right there as well, too, man. And when we talk about it, too, man, we keep expecting so much for the 4th and 5th and 6th round players, man. I mean, again, if we go back to when we were great, it was the time that we drafted a 1st round draft pick, quarterback, running back, receiver.
I think that comes down just to some right? Like I feel like we've had some good players come out of the 5th round and 4th round and stuff like that. And
we have.
And I think you start to get to spoil, like around the league, you get a little bit spoiled, like, hey, this guy's really, you know what I'm saying? But if you're not hitting on those first 2 rounds, that's kind of moot point, because if you're just missing on those first 2 rounds, that's not good.
Right.
Well, listen, in the last 20 years, we've hit on 3 round 2 players: Tank Lawrence, Sean Lee, and Diggs.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
That's not good.
The 2nd round draft pick we take is a straight up bust. So,
and that's why I say I don't blame a lot of that on Will McClay, because we have got some great picks out of the deal. So not all of them have been great. I mean, great, but we had some good, good picks. Hey, Eshawn, if you want to, man, you can grab that link. Come on and voice your opinion, brother. I see you down there. So he said, Eshawn also said, I'm telling you, man, I sniffed the Cowboys getting a receiver 1st round. Give it up.
Whole thing about that, like I said, I don't mind the Cowboys getting a wide receiver. I just don't trust the quarterback throwing to the receivers.
Perfect example, just what Cowboy Champ said. All of these fans want a speedster, a blazer, yet Dak doesn't have the arm to get him the ball. So what do you want, a Rocket Ismail type of blazer, which one will be there? Matt Golden, I'm trying to say, out of Texas, will be there, but we don't have a quarterback with a rocket arm. And then you have Ted McMillan that is on the slower side. That's going to get jammed. At that point, I would want to trade back, and I would take Emeka Egbuka out of Ohio State, in my opinion, because he's a perfect number. He's a perfect complementary wide receiver to CeeDee Lamb.
So what about before we get started? Let's give a big round of applause for Fleetwood. She's in the house. She's hanging out with us tonight. See how long she's gonna last.
I have a question.
We're listening.
Okay, am I hearing 2 people talking at the same time?
It might be. I know what it is. It's I got the NFL. Yeah. Got some stuff going. You good now?
She might have a bad connection.
Yeah.
An echo.
I
It's
guess it's like I'm hearing stuff delayed or something. But anyway, I'm here, and I know you didn't say am I gonna hang? I hang the whole time last year.
Chip fell on the son. Not Fleabug. Chip's the one that fell on the last year.
Yeah, that was Chip. That was Chip. Chip couldn't hang with us, man. He was on a different time frame.
Yeah,
And
we almost got banned last year.
so this is my question, Danny, or to anybody. So did the receiver from Ohio State? No, not Ohio, but Iowa State. What's his name? Higgins.
Higgins, yeah, he's not a first rounder to me. Not in my world.
Well, yeah, okay. So but he would he be a good fit for the Cowboys?
Yeah, not a 12.
No, not at 12. Like I say, like for you saying we can put a receiver off, and maybe wait later rounds. But if he was there at that time, you wouldn't have a problem bringing him in, because I've kind of been looking at a little highlights of him. He looked like he's pretty decent.
I'm going to be honest with you. Me personally, I know Des Bryant, CeeDee Lamb, Amon St. Brown, DeAndre Hopkins went to the Big 12. But for every one of them, there's 1,000 other Big 12 wide receivers that are straight out busts. So, Eshaun, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Eshaun? Everybody give up Eshaun. He's in the house, going to hang out with us for a while. Come on, what's up?
What's happening, guys? How you doing, man?
How you doing, my man?
I'm doing okay, man. How is everyone doing here?
Okay, that's what's up. So, yeah, so we're getting everybody's input. How you feeling right now, man? Well, look like is the pick in?
Yep, Cam Ward.
Where are you guys watching this draft? Because
Cam Ward.
Yeah,
Cam Ward.
It's on ABC, I think.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Are you shocked?
Yeah, because I thought Travis Hunter was going to go first.
Nah.
Have
y'all already got? Yeah, see, mine is delaying. Damn, what's up?
Mine is real bad.
Yeah, Cam Ward's walking the stage already on mine.
Oh man, I'm behind. What the crap?
Jaguars traded. Jaguars.
Hey, ain't my fault. I got antenna TV.
Hold on,
Jaguars traded up to the second pick. The Jaguars are on the clock.
Whoa.
Must have been a trade.
Yeah, so I guess Cam Ward was one we all expected, right? I guess, Eshaun, what do you think about this pick? Which that was a no-brainer, right?
Yeah, no. I to be honest, like I'm trying to get the draft on right now. I'm on my fucking laptop, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I will go ahead. Hey, dude, I'm telling you, I was having technical difficulties.
Oh man.
PR Cowboy.
Hey Danny, what are the Jaguars traded up? What do you think they're trying to trade up to get to just get to the 2 spot?
It's either got to be Travis Hunter or, in my opinion, Abdul Carter. It has to be. In my opinion, it's Abdul Carter. I think.
Yeah.
Or Travis Hunter, because I mean, who does the Jaguars really have for wide receivers? But then, to be honest with you, I don't think Travis Hunter is a good fit at wide receiver for.
Looks like Ray G. The Jaguars, they got a second, 4th round pick and a 6th round pick. Browns get the 5th over pick, 2nd round pick, and a 4th. Looks like
they gave up.
That's what the swap looks like.
And this is the Giants?
No, the Jaguars and Browns swap.
Okay. Well, let's see what this is going to look like. Sheesh.
So the Browns basically swapped out of Abdul Carter and Hunter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'm lagging. So it look like you up to speed, PR Cowboy. I'm here. I'm watching everything, but I guess I'm a little bit behind you.
Danny's a little bit ahead. He got the trade before I did. So
Danny,
I didn't get what the compensation was. I didn't get that.
Yeah, they put it up on the screen. They kind of went through it real fast. I'll see if I can find it real quick.
Yeah, there it is. They receive a 5th overall pick for 1st round, 36 pick, and 126 overall pick 4th round, and a 1st round in 2026. Jaguar receivers.
They got an extra first.
Wow. So they got it.
Nice.
Wow. See, that's something you trade up for a quarterback, that type of compensation, man.
Man, you think? They do.
No, they can't. They got what's his name? Trevor
I
Lawrence.
know, I get that, but to give up that much for
That is a
Travis
lot.
Hunter,
That is a
Travis Hunter, where Trevor Lawrence, what I was saying was, he exceeded more at Clemson, where he had like giant wide receivers. Where in the Jaguars, he really doesn't. You know, so I just think. Listen, I think this is probably out for Florida.
Say, I'm thinking the Jaguars are going to go after that Will Johnson. I mean, not Will Johnson. You know, the offensive lineman.
Nah, I don't think.
I don't know. That's man. You got it. Okay, so I think it's gonna be Travis. I really
They
think
said
it's
the
gonna be
pick is in
Travis.
right now, but
Yeah,
I'm thinking offensive lineman.
Nah, I would think giving up that much, it's got to be Travis Hunter.
It's got to be Travis. Got to be Travis. And Travis is gonna be a.
Because they got the kid from LSU last year. What's his name? The wide receiver from LSU they drafted last year. Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So let me ask you this, Danny. What do you think about how will Cam fit into this offense with the Titans? Titans, I mean, they have about 3 or 4 quarterbacks. I mean, does he make a difference with this team?
It's an organization thing with the Titans, I think.
Exactly.
You know, when you keep going through coaches, you know, I don't think Mike Vrabel was the problem in Tennessee, to be honest with you. He wasn't the problem. He was probably the answer. They didn't give him enough time. And they probably didn't give him enough say in, you know, getting who he wanted. And, you know what I'm saying? 1980 in the house. Boom.
Yeah. So it and I say the same thing, man. I think it's more of a organization thing, man. I really do.
Organizations more not than often ruin players than develop players, as sad as that is. I mean,
right.
I tell people like, yo, yeah, they got the 2nd to 5th and next year's 1st. And like, that's probably going to be a top 10 pick next year again for the Jaguars.
Yeah.
So, and Browns might have two top 10 picks.
And maybe from the Browns' perspective, you know, they gave up so much with the Deshaun Watson deal. They're just trying to recuperate some of this stuff too. To you know, they got a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, and this is a good one right here. Like since the Cowboys said, this is why you can't really do mocks reliably. And I've always and then I know you know that. I know you know that. And that's what keeps me from doing mocks. I'll go probably to the top 10 and I'll stop right there because it'll change.
Yeah. Well, the reason I just do so many is I talk about different people and it just makes it kind of like exciting, you know what I'm saying? Versus you know, just doing it.
I get
Rogers at the podium.
Fleabug, are you up to par? Are you lagging too?
I think I'm lagging because I'm showing. They just showed Travis Hunter in the background, and so the Jaguars got a 1 and 2 pick.
Want me to tell y'all when the pick is in?
No, I'm asking. Do they have a 1 and 2 pick?
No, they
pick 2. Round 1, pick 2.
Yeah.
Okay, he's at the podium now.
Since the Cowboy said, true, Cowboy coaching is a bigger problem than talent. I keep saying that, and you know, and Dak has had to experience that with so many different with these what you call mediocre coaches, you know. So hopefully, you know, Schottenheimer brings something better to the table, man, with this coaching staff. What do you think, Fleabug, about this coaching staff that we have? Real quick.
I don't know yet.
Okay, here we go. Hold on. Here we go. Everybody hold tight. So yeah. Anyway, well, I guess while we're waiting, but let's just hold tight. This should be interesting. Hey, they better not blow this. They done made this trade. They better do something.
So who do you think they're gonna pick?
The Jaguars are not one player away. So
Travis Hunter.
Right?
they're still not.
Yeah,
They're not.
I seen that. Yeah, they had to do that.
And does everyone think he's going to be going both ways in that heat down in Florida?
Yeah.
Not in my world.
Travis Hunter.
If it is, it's career suicide.
Absolutely. He'll be
I think they're going to give him a shot at it.
Amazing
They
Creation
have
said,
a trade.
If I'm them, look, they got the young kid and Brian Thomas Jr. You try to make him play wide receiver next to him, it give you a 1-2 punch.
That's a lot to give up for wide receiver.
It is. It is. I think Cleveland wins that deal.
Man, I'm lagging so bad. This is ridiculous, bro.
They just
Damn.
said who it is. I won't say.
I know it. I'm just saying my.
So you still don't know who they picked?
No, I know now, but I'm behind you guys. Man, that's so crazy. I'm very curious how the Schottenheimer will play out. But hey, we're gonna see with this first pick. We're gonna see.
He's sitting in the closet right now, Schottenheimer. Come on. Does anyone really think like he has a say?
He has no say.
He has no say. He's in the closet right now. They'll be like, yo, we'll tell you like to make an appearance later if we make the pick. Like
Travis kept his girlfriend, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't see her. They showed it real quick who was with them, but I didn't see if she was in there. That's what I was looking for too.
Yeah. Travis. Ooh, man, he better wake up, man. Get rid of her right now.
I agree with that.
Boy, you finna get a headache. Okay, Eshaun, I guess he's having a hard time. He's still lagging, but he's still he has something to say. Schottenheimer has zero to say. Damn, y'all. Well, what the? Okay, well, tell you what you do. Give Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones the whistle and let them go out there and coach the damn team. That's where we are.
That's not going to happen.
That's what they're doing. But they're doing
I'm sick of this, man. Come on.
You're the number one Cowboy fan. I know you cannot truly believe that he actually has a say.
Yeah, you know what? There comes a time for a change, y'all. Now, don't start making me mad early in the first round.
Change is not going to be tonight.
So early.
Gosh.
On a good note, G, we gotta give a shout out to Gabriel. That's my brother that's on the comments. Roxanne, my sister, and Gabriel right there. That's my brother right there. So
all right, give it up for Gabriel. Gabriel, appreciate you stopping through, man. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Hey, now this is, and I want to say what Gabriel just mentioned. He said we need someone dumb enough to make the Hershey. You know what? Jimmy Johnson made that trade and he made it work. Jerry Jones is dumb enough to blow that, to take a Michael Parsons. He would blow it. He can't do it. He's not smart enough.
We've seen it already. We've seen it already with the Mingos and what's the other quarterback that we just had? We've already seen it with Amari Cooper. We've seen it over and over.
Yeah, I don't
over and over. We've seen it.
Look, man,
What do you think?
I think Schottenheimer was hired to be Jerry's puppet, man. We've said it on Fifth Show, man. I have no faith unless they prove something to me. I don't have faith to believe it.
Look, G. I
agree with you.
I like the staff they put around them. I do like that. I do like the staff that they have put around it. But are they going to commit to what this staff wants to do? That's the thing. If they want to run that ball, are they going to come in here and commit to that? That's the thing about it.
The only reason that I'm saying what I'm saying is because look at the way that we hired him to begin with. It felt to me, and I said this on Fifth Quarter Show, that so Savage and Champs know this, but to me, the way that this entire thing has come across has been, oh, I didn't expect McCarthy to be gone. Oh shit, Schottenheimer, you're in the same room, so why not I give you a copy and just randomly make you the coach? So it just felt out of the blue.
Yeah, everybody gets that confused. As McCarthy was fired. No, McCarthy told him no.
He told him no, exactly. So
he told him no.
So just based off of that,
contract with incentives or something.
Just based off of that, I hope this hire plays out well. Just as of right now, I have to see it. Anything this team does, frankly, whether it's Schottenheimer, whether it's the quarterback, it doesn't really matter. Anything that they do. I'm at a point as a fan, I have to see it to believe it on any aspect.
Yeah, give it up.
We'll be able to tell by this draft if this coaching staff has any say in the
And
matter.
I doubt that they do, man.
I
I'm
have a
being
question.
honest.
If y'all are watching the draft, I mean, if y'all are watching, so they announced, the Jaguars announced that they're going to let him play both positions. If you didn't hear that,
Yeah,
Really?
I can see it.
I
Well,
Which is
they'll have,
stupid.
well, no.
You're gonna burn him out.
So I think he'll be a starting cornerback, but they will play him in certain packages on offense. I mean, yeah, I mean that's something what Deion Sanders did. So,
But don't you think at this level you'll burn the kid out by doing that?
well,
Listen,
eventually,
he-
you
it
know
just
what?
depends on how much they actually let him.
Because I
Okay,
mean,
I'm
you're
like Gary. They announced that he's going to play both positions, but I don't think he's going to be playing both positions like he was
Full
when he was
time.
in college. Full
sure,
time, no.
sure.
But they're gonna, like he said, they're gonna use him when they need to on offense. They're gonna use him when they need to on defense. I think he's gonna. I say give him a chance. I hope they don't burn him out. I don't think they're going to, because this is the NFL. I think they're gonna use him when they need to.
Let's hope you're right about that, because I mean,
But think about it. Jaguars just won. They just won. If you want
Giants
to talk
got their
about
big-
branding purposes, they just won. The number 12 jersey or whatever jersey he wears is going to sell. This is
absolutely.
going to drive the ticket prices up. So they want, of course, they're going to say he's going to play both sides of the ball, and they will give him a couple of packages on offense. But after some time, you'll see him more at the cornerback position and probably do some little razzle dazzle plays. But the Jaguars won on this. I just really, Cowboy Champ, I just think this was a great move on their part.
The Giants just picked Abdul Carter.
Yeah,
Abdul
we knew
Carter,
that.
big
Yeah.
now we got to play against him for the next 10 years.
JPS 21 said, whoa, LFG. Good evening, Cowboy fan. Hope everyone is doing well. G, hope Cowboys don't find a way to mess this up, man. Let's get it. Let's get it. Give it up.
Let's hope they
Yeah,
don't
we-
find
They
him.
comparing
The
Carter
Giants
with
did-
LeVar Arrington.
Let's
Yeah,
hope they
he's an
don't
off
find a
the
way to mess it
ball.
up. That's the Cowboys' motto. They mess everything up all the time. It's the Cowboys, man.
He's an off the ball linebacker. He's not an edge.
You said he's
a
Micah
linebacker.
2.0. So
At edge, he will be. He got ran over at edge.
So you don't think they should have picked him for that position?
No, I would have picked him 100%. I would have played him at linebacker. I'd play him at linebacker.
oh, they picked him as an edge. Okay, I see.
They did.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what they're doing. They're copying, they're mimicking Cowboys. They feel that this guy can do the same thing with
Oh, the
Parsons
Giants.
does.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
What's the other Edward, the other one the Giants got on the other side that they got a few years ago? Is that Thibodeau?
Yeah, supposedly now Thibodeau is going to be on the trading block, and they're looking for a third. I don't see them getting a third for him, to be honest with you. I don't see them getting a third. But now he is a prototypical size edge. He's like 6'4", 6'5", like 270. But this kid is much smaller.
Charlene Evans said, what's up, panel and chat? Give it up for Charlene. Thank you for stopping through tonight. Yeah. Let's get into some of these comments while we're waiting as well. I want to hear what they got to say. VTPSTCU. Giants getting Carter might persuade Prescott to retire. Oh, my gosh. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hey, I tell you what, if we don't get Tyler Guyton up to point,
That's scary.
I mean, dude, we got to talk about that as well, man. I mean, what are we going to do?
As far as
Eshaun,
what's up, man? Tell me.
what are we going to do? I mean, are we going to try to continue to coach this guy up? And I'm going to say this here to Eshaun before you respond.
Go ahead. Yeah.
A lot of this is not Tyler's fault because he's a right tackle. But Jerry and them felt the reason that, hey, we can just move him to the left tackle. It doesn't work like that, Eshaun.
Right.
It's different. So what is their plan for Tyler Guyton this year, you think?
To be honest, I have no idea, man. He's the one player on the offensive line that I think for me I'm up in the air about, because Steele is horrible. I don't want to hear anything about Steele. We already know what that is with him. But with Guyton, look, I gave him a slight pass last year because he was a rookie, but you don't get benched like that in the middle of a season that twice too. So worries me on that respect of things, but we'll see how, I guess, if they have any sort of a strategy with him or not. As of this point, just based off of last year, I can't say I'm confident in him, but I also can't say he's so young that I can't just completely give up on him either. You know what I mean? So like I'm on shaky ground at this point with him. That's the kind of the way that I would put it. This will be, I think it's an important year. I mean, honestly, like I said it on Fifth Show, man. This is gonna be a bad season, man. I got a bad feeling it's gonna. But I'm not saying we're gonna go winless, but we'll be struggling to win 6-7 games. That's just what I think.
Yeah, because now the schedule is not easy either. It's going to be a tough schedule.
Based off of the schedule and then the roster that we have and all that stuff, I just can't. 7 wins will be lucky in my book. So like we'll see how it goes, I guess. But with Guyton, I'm not like this with him.
Well, Cowboys champ, the only thing I can say that's going to probably work in our favor this year is because of the unknown of this coaching staff. We don't know what Brian Schottenheimer is going to bring to the field. We don't know what the offense is going to look
we
like.
don't know.
You know, this offense, remember what was his name? Daniels was with the Patriots, but then he went to Denver, and man, he was like lights out for the first 6-7 games. McDaniels, what was his name? That coach.
Josh
Young-
McDaniels.
Yeah, I mean,
he was, they could not figure him out until around about the 8th game, and they was like, he done caught on.
Right.
So hopefully Schottenheimer has something up his sleeve that's
I
going
hope so too,
to, surprise.
Well, you know what?
Go ahead.
Only way I can say, the Cowboys going to have to run the ball half of the time. They're going to have to be 20 to 25 attempts they run the ball.
Yeah.
Dak can't throw the ball no more than 30 attempts. If they want Dak to stay upright.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, man. I think this guy is set up to fail, dude. Schottenheimer, I think he's set up to fail. And the reason I say that's because last year it was confirmed that Jerry Jones told Mike McCarthy, as far as the play calling is concerned, that to keep it as Kellen Moore's plays. That's for the quarterback. You know what I mean? So I think regardless of what happens, if he ends up being great, we have nothing to complain about. Fantastic. It could end up going either way. This is the most unknown but most pessimistic I've been heading into a season in a while. I have no clue how the season will go out, and it's the strangest I've ever felt as a fan.
And Eshawn, I'm feeling it too. That just what these seeds you sowing, I'm feeling the same thing, and you're starting to make me mad.
No, I'm just being honest because it's like, look,
I get you.
Let's be honest, man. If this season bombs the way that I think we all fear it's going to bomb, he's going to be the number one scapegoat with it. We all know because it's been this way for 9 heading on 10 seasons of Dak's career, man. So he's going to be another scapegoat, man. I hope I'm wrong. I just don't. We'll see, I guess, if he has something up his sleeve. But for the owner to tell the previous coach, hey, dumb down the plays, basically, why would this coach be different? What's going to be different about the play calls this time? If you're saying that about a 9-10 year vet, I don't know what would be different this year than last year, the year before that. I don't know. So based on it, I don't know.
So what's the plan? What is the blueprint? I mean,
There is none. It's make money. That's it. Winning doesn't matter to this
and
organization.
then you can't make money when you're losing.
Well,
with the Cowboys,
is the most valuable franchise in the NFL.
Look, with the Cowboys,
We ain't won shit in 30 years.
I
We're
said,
the most valuable franchise.
I said this on Fifth Show, and I'm going to stick to this. Champs and Savage know where I stand on this, but I don't believe they paid Dak for football reasons. I believe that they paid Dak because of the amount of jersey sales that guy has,
100%.
and because 90% of our fan base loves this dude.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So just based off of that, he's won one playoff game when he got paid the big bucks the first time. So there was nothing football related that could convince me you're paying him again $60 million in the league. So I have to agree with Savage on that, man. The priority has always been money. So as far as a plan is concerned, everything that they've done this offseason. Now, again, I could eat my words. I will happily smile and laugh if they eat my words. I'd love it. But the way that it's come across to me has been, it feels like they're just doing shit on the spot. Like, oh, I don't know what to do, so I'm just making day-to-day decisions. That's the way it felt to me.
And honestly, that's why part of me can see a wide receiver tonight and let's say a running back tomorrow. Why?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's what the fan base wants. The fan base wanted Dak signed. They got it.
Exactly.
Jerry's brilliant, and whatever Jerry touches turns to gold. Except
We can get on him as honest and as loyal fans, but he's a billionaire businessman for a reason. He's built the Cowboys money monetarily for a reason. So
Okay, we're missing the pick, guys. We're missing the pick.
I'm
New England.
Do you want us to say when they're saying the picks? Because I mean, I didn't say anything, but
Yeah. Say it. Yeah, just say it.
oh, okay.
Hey,
I will shout it out. You know, I will.
yeah. Well, So that's what it is. I mean, I'm just now seeing it, but I think I saw Cowboys champ. Yeah, just shout it out because like I said, I'm lagging, and I think me and
no,
Eshawn
That's one of
both
the picks I
lagging.
wanted to fall.
Chance is probably at the draft already. This dude's TV is lightning fast.
Now,
How
okay.
big is this guy?
he's like
Who,
6'6",
Will Campbell?
330.
Well, can't I don't know.
6'6", 330.
Oh man.
Really?
Yeah,
And he's
I like
sharp too. I see him with that double-breasted suit on. Give it up for Will Campbell. Yeah, he from LSU. Even if he from LSU, he got to dress up. I guarantee the players told him, "Look, man, you can't go on there like you got to come on with it." Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Top
319.
torso. Who's on
What's
the
that,
board
Danny?
now?
What? Tell us a little bit about that. Tell us a little bit about him.
3-year starter at left tackle. Didn't give up a sack.
Damn.
Wow, really? Wow.
Some people are going to say he has short arms, but the offensive tackle class, like some people have him number one. Some people have Kelvin Banks from Texas number one. There's a kid from Missouri, Mebow. I'm not a fan of him at all. I think he's a guard. I'm not a fan of him at all. I don't even. Some people might think he's a top 10 pick, but that's why every single season, 10 coaches and 10 general managers get fired. But a lot of people, it's the next one. It could be Kelvin Banks out of Texas. He's on the board. He's next. He's more built like Trent Williams. He's a more compact. He could play left tackle or right guard. So those two kids. Then there's also a kid, Josh Simmons, Ohio State. What I don't like about him is he blew his knee out like the 5th game of the season. So I don't want to spend a top 10 pick on somebody with an injury. My first round pick has to be a plug and play guy. And it was a patella. He tore his patella, which is much worse than the ACL. You know.
Hey, well, here's the question right here. VTP asks, is Will Campbell the offensive lineman? Yeah, that's exactly who it is. The
Yes.
offensive tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell this pick is more, helping their young quarterback that they got last year to help protect this kid. So
Yeah.
this is what this pick is about.
Yeah.
He started since he was a true freshman.
Looks like the Browns were already ready too.
This is who the Browns taking. I can see Gentry. I can see Gentry.
I can see Gentry. They don't have Nick Chubb anymore. Yeah, definitely.
Go to Cleveland and die. I can see that. Oof.
Yeah, that's
With him right now, you don't want to go to Cleveland. If I'm
no, there's so much going on in Cleveland, man. Oh my God. And here's the thing too, man. Again, sometimes, and I hope Cam Ward does well with Tennessee, but another thing we have to consider, man, a player has to fit the system.
Of course.
He has to fit the system. If he's a guy that's been in shotgun his whole career, and then you put him in a system where they do under center, and you expect him great things, and he's not experienced as that could be problems for him. So
no, for sure.
you got to consider that as well.
that's why Shador is going to fall out of the first round. He didn't play in a pro style offense.
Uncensored thinks he's taking him in the comments.
Yeah, somebody's taking him here in the first round.
Someone will take him in the first round, I think.
Yeah, but see,
There's too many.
If you're a coach and you draft him, you just sealed yourself.
No, yeah, I agree, Danny. But someone's going
gonna
do
draft
that.
he might be getting ready to go now.
Who knows?
Yeah, this could be.
I
a
think
Who
possibility.
you guys
Pittsburgh,
saying
maybe.
is going now?
I think Pittsburgh.
Ashton,
Maybe at 21.
Goodell's walking up to the podium now.
Man, you guys are ahead of me.
but see,
man.
this is what I say. I say this too, also, guys and ladies. I also have to look at the strength of the schedule.
Mason Graham.
They-
defensive
Mason Graham.
Nathan Graham.
Mason
Nathan
Graham.
Graham.
Oh well, so much for him.
Which I
Now-
said he's the top 5.
Now we
They're
can
saying
laugh
that they
at all
won't
the
take running
Cowboy
backs in the
fans.
first round.
Say that again.
Now,
They're saying that nobody picks running backs in the first round.
No, it's not going to happen. Well, now Genty might be one.
not, I
But-
see like probably 3.
That's who they thought they were gonna. That's who they said that they thought they were gonna that the Browns were gonna pick, but they didn't.
Well, you got
No.
you get the Raiders next. The Raiders could be that possibility also.
I see
Now,
Gentry,
now that yeah,
Omari
Go ahead.
Hampton, and Travis Henderson
Henderson.
from Ohio State. Don't be shocked you see even Quashawn Judkins or Caleb Johnson slipping at the end of the first round. I wouldn't be shocked.
Give
Yeah,
me Quishan or Travion with the Cowboys. I'll take either one of them.
What about Ty Warren?
No, that's possible. He's possible. He might be BPA. And we're going into the season. I'm just saying, we're going into the season, and this is Jake Ferguson's last year. He's going to be
Yeah.
a free agent, and he regressed. He
regressed
could
bad.
be- listen, if he gets past the Jets, Tyler Warren, he might be on the board when we pick, maybe. Because the Bears have the same needs that we do, and so does San Fran. So I think they're going to poach 2 players that we want. But we haven't had no surprises besides the one trade. But either way, both of those kids would have been off the board. They just went to different teams. And I mean, in a different draft order. So we haven't seen any shocks like a Jackson Dart from Old Miss come off the board. You know, like some people are saying he's not going to get past the Saints. Who knows? Now it's where it gets interesting, you know? Raiders.
Yeah, it really does. You're right about that. So, right, ESPN got it set up that their mock draft is saying that Cowboys will take Tech McMillan with their first number 12 round. I mean, with their number 12 pick.
Because that's what our fan base wants. Our fan base knows 2 players, Ted McMillan and Austin Gentry. That's it.
That's it.
That's why Jerry is a genius.
Well,
He's a genius.
I think we're desperate. I think we're desperate, though, Danny. We're desperate for a skilled player.
Desperate for what?
Look,
They're desperate for
When
some
you
that think
say
they go
we're
well, but
desperate, are you talking about the fans or are you talking about the team?
I'm talking about the fans.
the fans.
I mean, what was the again? We got to go back. When was the last time we drafted a first round draft pick, receiver,
CeeDee
quarterback,
Lamb?
running back? Well, yeah, but he needs help. He needs
Okay,
help.
but you know what I love though? We give him $140 million contract, and then all of a sudden he needs help. So then I tell the fans then, so name me who was when we were winning championships and Michael Irvin played 10 or 11 seasons. Name me who Michael Irvin had at wide receiver 2 his entire career besides Alvin Harper, who only played 4 seasons.
no, I agree. I just
Kevin
don't think-
Williams.
You had Jay Novacek. You had Jay
Well, he played
Novacek.
tight end. I said, who was his?
and you had
Who
Emmett.
was Michael Irvin's wide receiver 2?
Well,
So we just
I
gave
agree.
CeeDee Lamb
Kevin
all this
Williams.
money.
But you even look at last year, you didn't even have a running back to go along with CeeDee Lamb.
Exactly.
You didn't have none of that. At least with Michael
100%.
Irvin, you had a running back, you had a tight end, you had an offensive line. You had none of that with these guys. So we don't need only another receiver to help this guy. We need offensive line to help this guy. We need a running game. We need everything. To help.
Last
Hey,
year,
so-
I
I'll
say
is the pick in? Is the pick
Yeah.
in?
No,
saying
I don't.
Gentry.
I'm not seeing a
Okay.
pick. And who is this that's telling us that they already picked Genty?
that's 805 Vaughn. He could be quick
So
with all
what,
He's
what,
probably
what, what
at-
are you watching?
he's probably at the
He
draft or
must be
something.
there. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
This Vaughn's probably at the draft, man.
what Pete Carroll's at the Raiders now, right?
So you
Yeah,
say
yeah.
Jay?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
So you-
surprised if this is Gentry
said-
right here.
Jay, a tight end with
But
you.
see, now, in my opinion, Gentry's not a 3-down runner.
Ooh,
No,
Hey.
I agree with you.
Well, you
Now
know
this
what? He's off the board. Thank
There you
Good
go.
God.
eye.
they
Good
did.
eye. That's one.
Thank God he off the board.
Yeah.
One
who
down.
Genty? They went and got him.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
We just said it. Hey,
Okay,
listen, if y'all not
805
watching this draft,
I just want to know. Ask 805 Bond. Can you hear me? Where are you? Where are you watching the
Hey,
draft?
yeah,
Yeah, 805. Where you at?
It's all
Tell
depending
us
on
where you
your
are,
internet
805,
connection.
please.
He's probably at the draft, man.
You're gonna laugh. I stream. My father, God rest his soul, when he was alive, he actually had like the TV with the cable box, and he would be telling me like a minute before, and yet I'm streaming and same cable company, and I'd be like, no, I haven't seen the play yet. You know?
yeah.
You know what's funny? Probably not, because now that the Raiders got Genty, the what do you call it? The other channels, who I won't name, are probably like,
Oh,
crying.
yeah. I told everybody I'm selling sharp knives, cyanide, rope, bleach, so all these fans can split their wrists. I just don't want Gentry and I don't want Ted McMillan on this team. Listen,
Yeah,
Man,
agree.
Pac-
Agree with
the
you 100%, Danny.
12, Pac-10, they don't play defense. The
Yeah,
Big
right.
12, they don't play defense. Don't take my word for it. Go to FanDuel on Saturdays and look at the over-unders. It's triple digits. Those are basketball scores in the Big 12.
Yeah.
Why can't
Oh,
we
yeah,
get
it
a
is.
receiver out of the Big 10, the
And
SEC?
me, and Danny, and right, me and G talked about what G asked the question earlier, which guys, if they fell to 12, would you not want? And of course, one of mine, like you said, Tad McMillan is one that I do not want them to draft. Also, and I'm sure Genty was on a lot of you guys' list too, which I would agree with also.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Hey, Danny, they're showing that stance, how he
What is
stands straight
PFF?
up.
He said PFF gets picks way before TV. What's PFF?
PFF is the most horrible website.
I
It's
don't know
probably
how-
a bunch
yeah.
of nerds, or it's
It
probably
is.
either
It is.
AI.
It is.
It's probably AI, but they give the worst grades out for everything. It's horrendous.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was AI. I really wouldn't be.
Yeah,
It's
I
digitally
think 100% it
generated.
is. The Jets are on the clock. They
The
got
Jets
only
are on
a
the
couple
clock.
minutes left.
Okay,
Yeah,
but he said, Cowboys champ saying that the Jets pick is already in. So where are you watching it at, Cowboys champ?
Cowboys.
Clown Boys is Cowboy champs. He says a while ago up earlier, he said the Jets pick is already in. So yeah, you. So where are you
Yeah,
watching it?
I mean,
Saying the Jets pick is already
I
in.
got Antenna TV. It's on Channel 8.
No. He's at the fucking draft, man.
He's at home. He's not at the draft.
He took his couch to the draft.
Who did they take?
That's
Warren?
Oh,
Who
man.
did they take? Did they take Tyler Warren or no?
I'm
So
watching
I want to
Did
jump
the
on
Jets
this one here.
pick or no?
No, Jets haven't picked Teddy.
Jets haven't picked yet.
So listen, now Uncensored Cowboy says, so you say Jay a tight end, which is more reason to draft Tyler Warren.
The Jets are either going to go tight end or offensive tackle. The Jets, listen, Aaron Rodgers, I know, was old, coming off an Achilles, but he got destroyed last year. Big Tyron Smith was a turnstile. He only lasted 7 games and got Aaron Rodgers killed. They got
I
a
think
one
last year
young
with
kid.
I think last year with the Jets is the can for Rodgers, man.
Yeah, 100%. So I think the Jets are either going to go offensive tackle or tight end, in my opinion. That's what I would do. The Jets have a horrible tight end, this kid Conklin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think that this could definitely be something to help Justin Fields out if they want him to have any kind of success if they're trying
The
to.
Jets
Justin
have a
Fields
really
is a-
good defense,
Yeah,
Justin Fields was set up to fail, man. I think
but now the Jets had a pretty good defense, though, man.
They do.
they did, but they haven't. Their quarterback play the past 4 or 5 years.
They have decent skill. They have good wide receivers. A young Garrett Wilson. I mean,
Like the 2 running backs, Brees Hall and Allen. I think.
now they're saying they want to trade Brees Hall. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Okay, are you guys saying that did somebody just say that they think the Cowboys should get Tyler Warren? Is that what somebody just said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I don't see us getting another tight end though. Yeah,
Okay, because they're saying that they think he's going to go next with the Jets.
Man,
Tyler Warren.
Yep, that's
You
what
never
they
know
think.
with the Cowboys, man.
Now,
You never
listen.
know.
Now, looking at this guy's resume, this guy has done it all. I mean, you can't go wrong with Tyler Warren. The guy, dude, his resume is long.
He could have played 30, 40 years ago. Tyler Warren. 6'6",
Yeah.
260.
Yeah.
Got over 100 receptions, over 1,000 yards. 12. He had 8 receiving touchdowns, and I believe 4
He's got
rushing.
19 touchdowns total.
But that's in his season. That should be in his career. 'Cause he had 7 2 years ago. But at 4th and inches, they would put him at quarterback. 6'6",
Yeah.
260. At running back, they would put him. This kid, like, you can play around with him, and he's a bigger Jeremy Shockey. I comp him to Jeremy Shockey, Gronkowski. He's an old school throwback kind
Old
of
school.
kid. And he
Yeah.
looks for contact, this kid. Penn
Yeah.
State's coming tight end you again. Last year they had Theo Johnson, who went to the Giants and was playing good until he got hurt.
He's a big kid. I'm looking at the stats, right? Like,
Oh, he's a monster, this kid, Tyler
Six,
Warren.
Yeah,
six,
he's
two,
The boy
6'6",
can block and
240
run.
pounds.
And
yeah,
he
that's
looks
a big dude right there, man.
Yeah.
And see, I just, somebody was saying that he could come to us, man. But we got Ferguson, man. I don't think.
But he's gonna it's his last year. And you don't think he regressed?
Based off of
It's just
how
Ferguson's-
Ferguson played.
Okay, perfect example. Okay, I know our fan base does, but I don't. So Ferguson's going to be a free agent. Deron Bland's a free agent. Michael Parsons is going to be a free agent. So we're paying all these guys, I guess, right?
Yeah,
No.
apparently.
Diggs, I mean, like, what are we doing with him? And what about Tyler Smith? We have all these guys we got to pay, and we're not keeping all these people.
They're not going to keep all these people.
We're going to have Luke Schoolmaker. Brevin Spanford is a blocker, and Schoolmaker's more of a blocker, in my opinion.
I agree. I agree. Based off of how
Yeah.
Ferguson played last season, I am not as confident as I was in him before. I have to see more from him based off of how he played last year.
But okay, so now let's say hypothetically, the legend killer Dak Prescott plays 17 games, and
Yeah.
Jake Ferguson goes off.
Mm.
We can't afford him.
Right. No, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to pay him. We're going to pay Deron Bland. We're going to play Michael Parsons.
It's not going to
And
happen.
it's
Not going to pay
right
him.
from the podium.
And Brock Hoffman's going to be a free agent.
Okay, Flipper. Well, it seems like it's bad management to me. That's what it looks like to me. These
Oh, no, 100% it is.
100% it is.
It's
But
terrible
this is
management,
What, this is what the fan
Armand?
base.
Armand somebody.
Good. This kid's. I don't like him.
Armand Mimbu, he's a tackle.
Missouri.
Defensive tackle from Missouri.
Yeah.
No,
6'4",
offensive tackle.
332 pounds.
Oh, yeah, that's a big deal.
I think he's a guard, in my opinion. And he's
Yeah, they're going
look
to
that
protect.
big.
They definitely going to have to protect their quarterback, man. Whoever the quarterback's going to be. Is it going to be Rodgers again, or what are they doing?
No, Justin Fields.
It's Justin Fields. For the Jets,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Justin Fields.
Yeah,
at least he
Okay.
can
I was
run.
gonna say it's not Aaron Rodgers.
No, yeah,
No.
Aaron Rodgers he left in the offseason. They had beef over there with the organization.
See,
So
I
Jo-
can see Carolina going Ted McMillan at this pick, which I prayed.
Yeah.
I pray they go to him. The pick is
Jaja,
in.
Jaja Binks say we better trade down. What y'all think?
You need 2 to tango, Jar Jar. I agree with you. If the board is washed, I got no problem as long as you give me proper compensation.
Yeah,
But
That's-
when everyone's
trade down
looking
for
to
what,
trade
though?
back,
It's
You
the
know-
Cowboys, man. You never know, man. I'm just
Do you-
telling you.
do you want to trade back 8, 9, 10 slots for a 4th rounder? I don't. I mean,
no,
I don't
we're
either.
not doing that. No, not. It has to be a second rounder. It has to be a second rounder.
I think we'll be lucky to get a 3rd. That would be
Well, it's no dice then. No dice.
that's
I'm sorry.
Really, Seattle.
Yeah.
Seattle would be the team that you want to trade with.
Aren't we? So we're 12. Are we picked
Yeah.
12?
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I think 12.
Okay.
is going to be.
And you guys are saying trade down to what? What is his
Well,
name? He
no,
said trade
it's
down.
not that we want to, but
It's
if
just
we
what the
did,
compensation, what the
Yeah, the
compensation. that
compensation.
compensation has to match.
so if you
Yeah.
give me a later first round, and then I get a second round from you, that'll give me a first round and 2 second rounds. I would take
I'll
that,
take that.
but I'm not taking a third, and I'm not taking a fourth. No, to trade down. No, I'm not doing that.
Listen,
You know,
if your
Jerry-
board
you know,
is washed,
You know,
You do.
Jerry loves his 5th rounds. So,
Let me get this lady.
But
But
now
I want a fourth round, but Jerry hates fourth rounds.
Jerry hates 4. He loves 5th rounds. Cam.
yeah, you better believe it.
Okay,
No, yeah, we're screwed with the 4th
everybody
round.
keeps talking about Warren, Tyler
Yeah.
Warren.
It's
So right now he's
possible.
still on the board. So you
Yeah.
guys are saying that's who we need to pick?
It could happen.
It all depends who goes the next few picks.
If he fall to
There's
us,
only
if ain't
one more
nobody
pick.
there, he the best pick. Yes, you pick him.
But now, just like Sean and Danny just said, we cannot afford all these people.
Can't
So
afford those
this
people.
would damn sure be a smart move. It would be a smart move.
It would
But
be.
it'd be a smart move because, okay, Jake, we have to let you get on up out of here. We got this guy right here, and you never know. He might, play this season. Who knows?
And this kid, be honest with you, you put him up front and Brevin Span Ford, bro, that's like having 2 extra tackles on the field for running plays, man. Let's be
That's
honest, man. Brevin Span Ford, 6'6", 270. This kid is 6'6", 260 and plays bigger than that and is crazy athletic. That's like how, and let's be honest, Dallas has been looking for that 2 tight end set for the last 25 years. I mean,
Right.
how many
Yeah.
second round picks have we wasted on tight ends? Like,
Yeah.
And that kind of gives you your extra help too. You get your 2 tight end. That gives you, you're not getting the extra receiver, but that gives you your extra help to CD that you're getting as well. So,
but then you also get, like, the fan base wants a blazer at wide receiver. Yet Dak doesn't have the cannon. But now if you get Tyler Warren, Dak can dump him off the ball and he can rumble down the field. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, knowing that Jake's going to be a free agent. Yeah, JVS 21. Yeah, we're going to stay for the whole first round. So yeah, we're going to stick around, brother. We're going to see this thing out tonight. Well, we'll see who can hang and who's going to fall off. Give it up.
I just hope McMillan's.
Well, he's
There's going to be a lot of
he's still on the board. I think we're going to see some more linemen fall off right about now, I believe. I just got a feeling that there's going to be another lineman.
Both the Carolinas offensive tackles are going to be free agents. So it might be an offensive tackle pick, or they could wait. They could wait.
They could wait.
They could wait another year to next year.
Wow.
I still got a feeling it's going to be a wide receiver for the Cowboys.
Oh man, I'm telling you, man, I can sniff a receiver, man.
Give it up. Yeah.
I gotta be honest. I'm gonna
Hey,
be
Isha,
a receiver, but I
Isha,
don't-
now,
Come back, Danny. Come back, Danny. Wait.
No, I got my
I don't
ran
want
out
to.
of room, man.
offensive coordinator we had. I can't think
Danny.
of his name.
Where your floor paper at?
You talking about I'm going to tell you who you're talking about. You talking about Linehan?
No, I'm going back like 30 years ago. We used to have an offensive coordinator. He used to have like 30 pens and markers in his hand when he was sitting up top, one of our OCs. Like I said, I'm
Yeah, I
going
know
back
you're talking
30
about.
years.
I have no idea, but I know
I have
He
no
lit-
idea either.
set up in the press box. I know exactly. Wasn't he a defensive coordinator?
No, he was offensive. He was an
Was
offensive.
he offense?
Yeah, that had always, he had like 3-4 pens in his hands. So I always have something in my hand.
Bro, you telling your age for real now, bro.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, me and Uncensored have been saying receiver for a long time. I can see it, man. I'm telling you.
And
Yeah.
from
So-
a business standpoint, it would be smart for them because that's what their
That's
fan
my
base wants.
entire logic behind it. It's a good business move for the Cowboys. It'll
Yeah.
sell jerseys immediately.
Man. Let me see if I can pull
Okay,
this.
so we take an offensive tackle as our number 12 pick.
Carolina got Taylor McMillan from Arizona.
Oh, Ted is out of there, y'all. Ted McMillan is out of there.
Good deal. Good deal. That's what does.
Y'all such haters, man. Y'all are such haters.
Gee, man. This can't. This couldn't, man. This couldn't.
Oh my
Oh,
hey,
man.
I'm really nervous now. I am really nervous, man. Oh my God.
Man, I've
tell you,
lost the
this,
ability to be nervous with this team.
Sean, they're scrambling right now because they probably put all
Right.
their eggs in one basket for T-Mac.
Oh man, I've lost my ability to be nervous with the Cowboys, man. I'm so jaded with everything on this team that I'm just watching this draft, man. I gotta
No,
be
I'm
honest.
I'm talking about the war room with the Dallas. They're probably
Oh, no,
they're
yeah,
probably
I got you.
scrambling right now because wait a minute, that wasn't supposed to happen. So now they're gonna
I
probably
got
do
you.
something really
I got
stupid and go get a long snapper. Wait a minute.
If they get a long snapper, I'm gonna laugh. I swear I'm gonna laugh.
So we are 2 picks away. Saints, their pick is in now.
I'm telling you, man, I could see the Cowboys doing something absolutely stupid. It's the Cowboys.
They can't. They done been stupid all their life. It's
No, I
way.
know. They can't afford to, but it's the Cowboys.
Pick is in, man.
They can't afford to be stupid, but it's the Cowboys. You never know with the
The
Cowboys.
Saints, man. The Saints could use an offensive tackle. The Saints' offensive line is a mess. This could be an edge. As crazy as it sounds, this could be a quarterback.
Sanders,
The Saints?
Yeah.
Yep.
Pause
Who
in.
is-
If they pick a
Quarterback.
quarterback, it's going to be Shador.
Nah, Jackson Dart, Ole Miss.
Oh,
Shador-
Shador, yeah.
Shador's gonna get drafted in the
what
first
Shador-
round by
For
somebody.
you're saying for the New Orleans Saints,
This is what
if they pick
Shador
a quarterback,
did.
it's going to be Shador.
But see, this is what Shador did that pissed off every team he visited. Shador's a millionaire. His dad's a millionaire. They're
They
playing.
can't help that.
Okay, but they're playing with billionaires. So when you go into a billionaire's house and you are cocky, that's not the place to be cocky. On the football field, it's the place to be cocky. Number one. Number two, no coach is going to want him because then Deion's going to be looking. Shador Sanders is going to be Swifty 2.0.
It's always-
When Travis
I can see it. I
Kelce
can see that,
does a
yeah.
play or Patrick Mahomes does a play, what does the camera do? Go up to see Taylor Swift.
Right.
When Shador throws a touchdown or
I
when
can see that.
Shador throws an interception, what's the camera going to do? Go to the coaching box or go to the booth and go to Prime.
Or you're gonna always have these
Prime-
discussions. You're gonna have these discussions every week of when are they gonna get rid of this coach and when is Deion gonna come coach this team?
I get-
Hey, who is
Yeah, but-
Banks?
Oh, Texas left tackle.
Damn it, that's who the Saints got.
That's what
All
I'm
right.
saying.
All right. Tyler
Okay, what
Warren's
are
still
you-
on the board. I mean, but you see, I can see the Bears taking him because the Bears another
Shador?
weapon for Caleb Williams, man. Yo, see, but real quickly though, this board is getting washed because if Banks goes, I don't see San Fran taking a tight end, but Kittle's having a contract issue. I see San Fran going either offensive line or defensive line. At that point in 12, the best BPA is going to be edge from Georgia, Mikael Williams. Then you got, I mean, in no particular order, Tyler Warren, the tight end out of State, Will Johnson, corner from Michigan, or Nick Gamanera, safety out of South Carolina. Those are BPA, best paid players available. And honestly, I can, as crazy as it sounds, I can see Dallas taking a corner with Diggs being injured and Deron Bland being a free agent. I could, as crazy as it sounds.
And it was kind of telling when they brought in Gilmore in right before this also too. So there's the signs point to that too. Yeah.
And you know, like free agency, we signed a load of camp bodies at defensive line. We didn't sign any safeties. You know, we traded for a bust. You know,
But we got Carson. Remember, Carson is supposed to be our guy. He's that Kaysen Carson, I think that's his name.
But what did he show you that thinks that he's?
Well, I agree with you, Danny, but hell, this is what they're doing.
He got hurt too, so there's that aspect of it too.
He tried to arm tackle, and who was that? Ran right through his arm. I forget who it was. Oh, Derrick Henry, wasn't it? Wasn't it Derrick Henry?
No, he
tried
was
to arm
an
tackle
actor.
Derrick Henry.
And then also too, the loss the loss of when Butler was playing so well, also, and then we lost him too with that.
That's the thing. All of our corners, think about it.
Yeah.
All of our corners,
Okay, the Saints are up.
Yeah, the Saints are on the board.
2 corners are coming off knee injuries, and you got Deron Bland coming off.
I think they're going to pay Bland. I think they're going to can Diggs.
Yeah, Kevin Banks.
They took Calvin Banks.
I would.
I'm still
I don't agree.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
agree with that, Esha. If we had to choose one between Diggs and Bland, I think I'd go with Bland, right?
I comp him to.
You think that they're going to get rid of Bland?
He's
No.
more.
I would keep. I would go with.
No, I'm saying
would
that I
get-
think they're going to pay Bland, and I think they're going to get rid of Diggs.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
So what year is Diggs in his contract?
I think this year is his final year. I believe. I might be wrong.
No,
Maybe this year. I think he has 2 more years. I
Probably 2 more years.
think
Yeah,
it's
he
2
has
more-
at
I think
least
it's
2 more years.
Yeah, I think he'll play out his contract, but
Well,
after
we're-
his contract, I don't think we're re-signing him.
No, this is Bland's last year. Diggs still has. I think,
Yes.
more years.
Yeah.
But this is Deron Bland's last year.
Right.
This kid, I comp him to Trent Williams. He's built just like him. He's shorter, compact. But super wide, really long arms. This kid's a killer.
Yeah.
He also started since he was a freshman. Bears put that pick in quick.
Well, see, that's the thing, man. You want somebody that was like a 3 or 4 year starter, man. I mean, good grief.
Yeah,
It depends on the
Listen,
conference. as
every
well.
one of those Texas kids right there that you're swatching, every single one of them kids started since they were freshmen. Every single one of them. Texas had the best offensive line last year in college football.
So, now that we're talking about, the Saints, man, Kellen Moore is the guy. He is the guy now. He is the head coach. My problem with that is, can he keep the attention of the locker room? We know what type of guy Kellen Moore is. Kellen Moore is that soft-spoken, in the back of the room type guy. But how does he command this team? I mean, dude, I just don't see Kellen Moore being able to do that. Man, hopefully I'm wrong, but
But no, it's scary.
Well, I hope you're right that he can. What do you mean?
It's scary
What do you mean,
though.
man? Come on, man.
New Orleans is picking ahead of us.
Now what, Chap? Who's the Bears take?
But I'm saying, what they beat us like 45 to what?
48 to
Orleans?
17. 48 to
What?
17.
They beat us 48-17. This
Something like that.
horrible
Something like that.
New Orleans Saints team beat
that
us.
was a Super Bowl game.
No, yeah, they didn't win a game. 44 to 19, excuse me, but they
44-19.
won. They lost like 8 straight after that or some shit.
They ran for
Cow-
like shitload.
Cowboy Chap, you got the pick already?
He probably does.
I'm thinking it's Tyler. If I had a bet, it's Tyler Warren
I can see that for sure.
because it helps out Caleb Williams.
Mm-hmm. This is a big year for Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I kind of think so too.
That means you know.
Let me see something here.
Who are these 2 idiots? Who are they?
I don't know, man. Who knows, man?
They just run their mouths.
Probably just stalling. I don't know.
Bears. Yeah, this is probably Tyler Warren. Who, like I said, all these.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, we have to see what Again, I think Kellen probably is mimicking. He's picking before us. Of course, he probably try to take something that we were. But like I said, this guy, Kevin Banks. I don't know if we was actually going to go after him or not. But
100% he was in our.
Okay, they're saying the schedule release for 2025 is going to be on May 14th.
Well, we
Our
know who we're
opponents are
playing.
released.
It's a. We know who we're playing, just not the order.
Yeah, exactly. We know our
Yeah.
opponents. Just based off of that, I don't see 7 wins. Just based off of the teams.
It says every game is going to be revealed on May 14th.
We know who our opponents are, just not the order of the schedule. That's it.
yeah. So what do we got? Who is it? It's the Bears, right? The Bears.
Yeah,
right?
wait for the Bears.
Yep.
What are the Bears going to do?
Who's
The Bears.
Loveland?
They need.
No, they took Loveland.
Well, they
I
take
would
Chap?
love.
Yeah.
No, he's good. He's good. He's good. But this is why every year 10 coaches and 10 general managers get fired. I honestly had this kid going to San Diego because he would be reunited with his college coach, Harbaugh. This kid. He played at Michigan, this kid. Colston Loveland, he's coming off like a 55 catch. He had like 700 yards, I think, maybe 5 TDs. He had a decent season with a new quarterback, but no way was he tight end number one. Not in my world. In some people's worlds, just not mine. See, now, this is the first surprise. They're talking about Mongo. See, this is why the NFL sucks. The Hall of Fame sucks. If you Google Steve McMichael's stats versus Aaron Donald, they're pretty similar. Yet Aaron Donald is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and Steve McMichael's had to wait 30 years to get into the Hall of Fame, and he couldn't even be there because he had ALS. His wife had to be there.
Really?
Hall of Fame is a joke, man. All they care about are these young clowns, man. They don't care about the old Warriors. They don't.
Yeah, there's too
Scotty
many.
Woodson, come on.
Yeah,
man.
there's too many before these young guys to where you bring these. I mean, like DeMarcus Ware. DeMarcus Ware could have waited. I mean, I don't know how do you. There's too many ahead of DeMarcus Ware. Which congratulations to DeMarcus Ware, but it's just so many that's out there that haven't even made it yet. You know, Darren Woodson should have been in before DeMarcus Ware, if you ask me. But you know, that's I don't know how they go about doing that, but it is what it is. I don't
Look
know.
up how many sacks DeMarcus Ware had in playoff games. He vanished a lot. He was king of garbage time sacks.
There you wait a minute.
Say the Bears are booing they pick.
Colston Loveland. He's the tight end, Colston Loveland.
Yeah.
They picked him over Tyler Warren.
They picked
This
him,
is why-
Colston
This
Loveland.
is why 10 GMs and 10 coaches get fired.
And they're
Are you
saying that.
serious?
They just said that. They said he got picked over Tyler. That's exactly what they just
This
said.
is why
Dude, they can pay me that kind of money. I know I can GM better than that, man. I mean,
there's
that
a
is
million people out there
ridiculous.
that can, but it's the good old boys network. Listen, man, the coaches and the scouts. It seems like once you get in there, you're good. You're good. You're last. Look at Matt Patricia. How many
I'm
jobs he's
starting
had.
to get nervous about the Cowboys because
I've said this all along. There could be and so now 49ers pick is in. 49ers are not taking Tyler Warren. If they take Tyler Warren, that means Kittle's gone.
Yeah, they're not going to take time. Well, guess what?
I don't
Tyler
think
Warren's
they're
coming
taking
to us.
Warren.
Tyler
They could
Warren
go
is
wide
coming to us.
receiver, but I think San Fran's going off trenches. San Fran has to rebuild the offensive their offensive line and their defensive line. But it kind of got wiped out at offensive tackle, unless they take, a Josh Simmons or somebody else or a guard. But that's really rich at this pick. But beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But San Fran usually drafts pretty good. I can't really say that about us.
Amazing creation. You can forget you forget about it.
Get Omari and Hampton.
Yeah, you forget about it. They went and got some Tyler in there over Tyler Warren. Man, that's gonna be the talk of the town. God Almighty, man, they're gonna set Chicago on fire, man. God Almighty.
they were
Oh,
going.
Yeah, well, he's a good player. 100%, he's a good player. He's
yeah,
just
but
not.
come on, man.
He's just.
If you like Judge Bink said, he said Bears don't even need a tight end, but if you're gonna get one, dang, you go get the best. God Almighty, that's crazy. Oh man. Saints made their pick.
No,
49ers.
49ers pick is in.
I mean, 49. I'm sorry.
No, 49, that pick is in.
Yeah, Colston Loveland was my tight end too. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
like I said, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But he was my
Come
tight
on,
end.
man.
You can't compare him to Colston to Tyler Warren. You can't.
What about Jalen Walker?
He's more. Some people call him an edge. He's a linebacker to me. He's very undersized. He's like
Really?
6'1", 240. You know, me personally, if I right now, my number 2 linebacker is. See, I had Abdul Carter ranked as a linebacker. So right
Yeah.
now, my number 2 linebacker is Jihad Campbell out of Alabama. He's my number 2 linebacker. He's much
Okay.
bigger than Jalen Walker. I could see the 49ers taking Jalen Walker. I can see the 49ers taking.
Well, because they
McCall.
lost Debo Samuel. They might take a receiver.
I think they're going to go trenches. Just my opinion.
Hmm.
They draft
I
pretty
don't
well.
know. They lost. Okay, I'm going with a receiver. I'm going with a skill player right now.
The
McCaffrey
49ers
is-
the 49ers do seem to like go on top of their strengths. Like they have a strength and they like to draft on that strength even.
Oh, yeah.
Double down.
Yeah,
makes sense.
I would not be surprised they go with a receiver.
Or it could be.
Do y'all think Cowboys would try to get Sanders?
No.
Huh?
No.
Who?
Listen, I could see that, but if you're Schottenheimer, you might as well just resign right now.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I've said that.
Are y'all-
No,
So you're saying Cowboys champ that what would they do? What if the Cowboys draft Shador?
Dallas traded.
Yep.
Someone's saying Dallas traded. I'm hearing.
it
I
better be a
haven't heard
second,
anything
it better
about
be a
this
second
trade.
round pick. It better be a second round
We
pick.
got fleeced. I'll bet you we got fleeced.
No, don't say that.
I haven't seen nothing yet.
I haven't heard anything about a trade from the
I
Cowboys.
just got text. Hold on.
You got
Me neither.
It better be a second round.
I
Man,
haven't
I-
heard
I-
anything
No
about
word.
a trade.
You'd have to move back like into the late 20s.
You
to get
got
a
to.
second. You'd have to move. You'd be moving back into the 20s.
Look, this is why. Hey, now wait. Now this is probably what's going to happen. Whoever's going to move up is going to get your door, and it could be Pittsburgh. It could be Pittsburgh.
No, they're gonna. Someone's gonna trade up to get either most likely Jackson Dart from Ole Miss. They're gonna take Jalen Walker if he's available. I mean, Mikal Williams, Georgia. You got two edges.
Oh, wait a minute.
Who do we
Hey.
trade with?
I got to do this, guys. Hold what you got. We got somebody in the house. Bring him on. Here he is.
Chip.
Salute to now working with the best Chip Game Sports TV. Right back at it again. I am the prodigal son of the Cowboys Huddle podcast and true blue Cowboy fan. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
If Dallas did trade back, they're probably going to take a wide receiver, running back.
I'm still not hearing anything about a trade back.
Chip, have you heard anything, Chip? Have we traded or what you thinking right now, brother?
Cowboys champs.
Let's go hardcore for the wide receiver. We need a wide receiver right here. Genty's out of there. I was high on the offensive lineman that went earlier. At this point, get a wide receiver, get a weapon, get something to move.
Well,
There's no wide receiver. There's no wide receiver worth the 12th round pick.
You don't think so?
Well,
You can trade
again,
back for Luka.
now, I said we're at that point that we need a skill player. And, I know we all have our opinions, but I'm like Chip. I want me a receiver. Give it up. I want a receiver.
I think San Fran is missing the pick.
Hey, champ, did the pick come in, champ?
It looks like they're saying something now.
Yeah, they about to say it now.
There it is right there.
I might be on the delay. I'm on a 49.
Yeah, we all on delay,
They
boy.
have not said who have uncensored Cowboy.
Champ gets it first. Champ will call it in.
Back to you in Green Bay.
I was
All right,
also hoping that we would have traded back.
Yeah. And
Michael
well,
Williams from Georgia. That's who I wanted.
Yep, me too.
They took Mikael Williams.
Michael Williams. That's who I wanted, man.
Yeah, yep. I told you they were going trenches.
well, of course, again, and not only that, but
They picked Michael Williams.
yeah, we got it. But
Oh.
here's the deal. Here's the deal. Of course, they knew Dallas wanted him. So, I knew 49 was going to do something like that.
No, he was one of the highest players on the board.
Shoot. You knew that. You know the 49 was going to do that. They were going to go anything what we was going to try to do. So, have they said anything about how far we dropped back?
They
No,
said
they
they were
haven't.
on the clock. They did
We're
not
on the
say
clock.
they
We're
were
on the
back.
clock.
You're on the clock then, all right.
That was on the clock.
Dallas
Okay.
is on the clock.
This is my
All right. Here we go.
Hey,
Whatever
you know,
it is, I'm making noise.
Okay, let's see what happened.
G,
I'm
you know,
here, y'all,
Jerry
and
Jones,
if this
Jerry
is-
Jones might not trade back till like 30 seconds left in this.
Yeah.
I'm hearing
They said the pick is in.
it's
Pick
Tyler
is
Booker.
in.
I'm hearing he's actually, if it is Tyler Booker, I actually watched him play high school football.
The
He's-
pick
I say
is
Ty
in.
Warren.
No,
I'm not looking at the chat.
It's-
I'm looking at TV.
Yeah, I got to go Tyler
Hey,
Warren.
it's going to be Shador.
I go Tyler Warren.
It's going to be Shador Sanders.
I won't be surprised.
Y'all
Hey,
better
hey, but
complain.
family, could I say this?
It would be a circus in Dallas. He'd sell 1 million tickets.
Hey, it's
If-
all
if
about
it's
the
not a circus.
franchise. It's all about the brand, man.
Okay,
And
why
who
you
say-
Man, Michael Williams being a good pick for the Cowboys.
He's a freak. I told you. He was
Who's
my
to say
number one
that
edge.
Dak is going to last 17 games? And even if it's not Sanders, it could be Jackson Dart. We don't know. But again, we still are in the uncertainty to know what Dak is going to bring to the table. So how do you keep the fan base afloat? You have somebody behind him. Do y'all really think that Joe Milton is going to be the guy?
They're showing Jerry now on the phone. And everybody's clapping hands and
I just want to
they're doing the clown show.
Right, but who's got it on the phone? Offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator? And you
Stephen
just
Jones,
I don't-
anytime, man, he clapped. Man.
They
Clapping
seem
like
pretty
he done
excited.
something.
They're excited.
I can't stand it.
at this point, BPA
Here's the
is
pick. Here's the pick.
Here's the pick.
Tell me something good, Cowboy champ.
Don't
Oh
F
my
it up.
God.
Don't F it up.
Tell me
they might
something
go.
good, Cowboy champ.
It's either Tyler. It should be Tyler Warren.
Tyler Booker, guard.
Horrible pick. Horrible pick. You could. I told you that. Listen, this kid is a straight. See, now you have a bunch of idiots there going like clapping. They have no idea who they're talking about. Now, this kid right here, he's from Connecticut. He played freshman football in New Jersey at Bergen Catholic.
Tyler Booker in the house.
Yeah, after that, he transferred to IMG. He was at IMG in Florida for 3 years, went to Bama, and he played one game at left tackle, was a turnstile. He's huge. He was that big when he was a freshman in high school. He was that big. He's 6'6", 350. He's your right guard. He's your right guard. Don't expect nothing out of him. He's a mauler in the run game. His weakness is pass blocking. He tends to lunge, especially when he gets tired. He's great for a power blocking scheme.
My question is this, right? Like, look, he fits what this coaching staff wants to do, obviously, what they want to do.
Yeah, failure.
But does he start day one?
You got no, bro. See, this is the difference. Other kids go into camp and have to earn their position. Dallas anoints people their stars.
Not necessarily, because Mozzie was the third stringer when he came in. They had no faith in him.
Okay, but we don't have a right guard. And now, so right now, Tyler Hoffman is hanging himself right now. Brock Hoffman. Brock Hoffman's
I
having
would,
himself right now.
I would roll with Brock Hoffman, and yeah,
Well,
I
I'm
would
not
roll.
right. I'm not writing. I'm not writing. Brock Hoffman off because if we're saying that this kid might not be our starter coming in, shit, I'm
He's
not
gonna
writing
be
him off.
he's gonna be a day one starter. This kid.
Well,
He's gonna
I
be
think he got to be a day one starter. This
exactly.
Got
can't be
to,
the
yeah.
He
third
has
year.
to.
This can't
Uh,
be the third year that we're running around and
Listen, he's a huge
busting on the
individual.
first
He
round.
has 11-inch
Yeah,
hands.
I agree
11
with
inch
you, Chip.
hands. Like I said, he's 6'6", 350, but that's it. He's just a right guard. That's not a bad thing. But but honestly, you could have traded back 10, 12 spots, but you need two to tango. I'm gonna be honest with you. He wasn't my first guard. I didn't have him ranked. He wasn't my first guard.
Fleetwood.
But if you look at it, this is what Schottenheimer said he's going to run, like McCarthy said he's going to run.
Yeah, no.
So
Listen,
you need a line.
listen. I don't listen. How can I phrase this? I'm glad we got Tyler Booker over a wide receiver right now. So we could have done worse. I think we might have went Mikael Williams if San Fran didn't take him. But I just think 12 is very rich for Tyler Booker. He wasn't.
So let me ask this question. So the linemen that we brought in, all those guys are just smoke screens. Because I really like Rob Jones. I kind of like Rob Jones as a veteran. I'm just saying. I mean, we brought all these other linemen in, and now I'm thinking that's what we was going to do: bring the veterans in for your line, and use your draft for your skill players and for your fillers as well. But I guess I was wrong. I don't know nothing. I guess.
I don't know nothing.
Tyler Booker was
Say,
my
guys,
guard
I'll
too.
be back. Let me charge the phone up.
Tyler Booker was guard too. So, but all I'm trying to say is, wait, let me see.
If you have a small business, you
But
might
it
not
was,
know
to be honest with you,
money on your mobile plan.
it's not a great guard class. It's not a great offensive line class, period. It wasn't.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's why I knew that from the beginning that's why we was bringing in the veterans, because there's not a good grade of guards out
But
there.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Tyler Booker was my guard
Somebody's
too.
TV is up.
But yet you could have got we picked very early, round 2.
Hold on, Danny. Somebody's television is up a little bit too loud.
Hold on, I'm trying to correct it. If it's
Mine's on mute.
I can't. It's just a little bit because I can't. Okay, there we go. Yeah, thank you, Chip. Chip, so let me ask you a question. How you feeling about that? I ain't had a chance to talk to you in a while. Let's get your take on this, man. What are you thinking right now?
Honestly, I wanted a wide receiver and would thought that we would go there. But I'm happy with offensive line because we got to get tough there. Still hasn't done nothing for the last few years. I think we know what's going on with Guyton there. Smith as well. He's going to be your guy, Smith. But otherwise than Smith, we don't know what we got. Hoffman looked like he dropped back and won't even be a starter. So you needed to get something there. I think it's a good pick, iffy, but like my man said, it might be a little too rich. I would have got a skilled guy in there, a wide receiver, because CD needs some help.
And he does, and there are plenty of receivers out there, but again, I would like you say, Danny said it takes two to tango, and I would think somebody would wanted to make that trade, but evidently not. But that one, now that we only have that one pick, that has to hit. We can't have another Taco Charge. We cannot have another Mozzie Smith. We cannot have another whoever we had in the past. This has to stick. when you pick in first round, you expect them to come in and contribute something to the team from day one. Not we can't have another Tyler Guyton. We can't do that. We're past that. We cannot do that anymore. So hopefully, with this pick that we're seeing, hopefully we're all are wrong of how we think about this outside of Danny. But I think we're always looking for some type of skill player. But time will tell. But we cannot miss out on this again, because we still have problems over here at the left tackle. If that's the case, you should have went and grabbed your left tackle, a true left tackle. If you're going to get a lineman, get a true left tackle. That's where our problems are. But
There was no true left tackle worth the spot right here.
yeah, well, he went early anyway. He did. He went early. But yeah, that's where we are. Then this is where we are. We got us a guard, Tyler Booker.
Yo, a lot of people had him going to the Detroit Lions. Either Detroit, Buffalo, Kansas City. They all need interior. They all need offensive lineman, period. But nah, you could have got a guard day 2. I know I could have. I have Jonas Salvia from Arizona. He was my number 1 guard.
Hey, with Shador on the camera, with Shador and Dion there talking on the screen now, do you think Shador going to make it in this first round, or is he going to drop?
He's dropping. He ain't
Yeah,
getting
he
If he ain't gone yet, I think he's gonna drop.
well, he kind of figured that too, because that's why he stayed at home.
That's why he didn't go to the draft.
Yeah, and it's okay, man. Like I say again, I like Shador. Well, you got what's his name?
Wow, this was a reach. We could have did worse, right? We could have
Jackson Dart is still out there. So you know,
defensive tackle Kenneth Grant.
Yeah, we could have did worse. We could have got him.
who is this? The Dolphins?
They picked
Yeah,
Kenneth
Dolphins.
Grant, defensive tackle.
Yeah, like the Dolphins picked a defensive tackle, yet Tua Tagovailoa has CTE already. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Well, it makes sense.
I mean, they needed an offensive lineman though.
Oh, they got a defensive tackle. Oh, what did they get?
A
A
D
defensive
tackle.
tackle.
Tua has CTE already. They needed an offensive lineman.
Oh man, this is ridiculous. Yeah, this is ridiculous, man.
So,
Well, we got 9 draft picks left, right?
yeah. So you're going to see round 2, round 3. In my opinion, you're going to see a running back and a defensive tackle. In my opinion.
No wide
No,
receiver.
hell no. Excuse
You
my
can
language.
wait to day 3 to get a wide receiver.
Excuse me. I would have to say receiver second round. We can't- No,
I think. Well, what do we think's more of a need? A wide receiver or a running back? We don't
A
even
wide
have a
receiver.
Running back.
Yeah,
I go
exactly.
running back.
Running
I mean,
back.
we got 2.5. I don't even count Deuce Vaughn as a whole person. So we have 2.5 running backs on the team.
I would say like, yeah, I don't even think like I said, I don't like Miles Sanders at all. I don't think.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Javonte Williams either.
Yeah, so
Yo, I'm
Pretty
telling
much.
you, the Dallas fan base right now they're like, listen, we could have did worse, man. We could have did worse. Just little rich.
But that wasn't great either, though, Danny. I mean, that
No,
wasn't great.
He
I
needed
agree
a
with you.
wow
It's not what,
factor.
it's
And
not
that
what I
definitely
would have
was
done.
not a wow factor.
That was not a wow factor. Give it up.
Wow
That was
factor,
not a wow
But
factor.
Danny, we could have did worse, but where could we have did better? What pick would
I would have
we
went.
taken?
I would have went Tyler Warren, Penn State, tight end.
It wouldn't have hurt. It wouldn't have hurt.
I would have went him because I could have got a guard day 2.
You got
I would've
you got a 2-for-1
I could've
now.
got a guard in round 2 or round 3. I
Yeah.
personally could wait to day 3 for running backs. That's how far the running backs stretch.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's why
So
I would give it a receiver second round. I have to go receiver next second round. I mean, good grief, man. God Almighty, I cannot
I
believe
hope
this.
so, G.
listen, but
Oh,
you see,
yeah.
but now everyone says this is what blows my mind. All Dallas fans say Philadelphia's defensive line won the Super Bowl. Who do you want to draft? Oh, I want a wide receiver and a running back. It doesn't make sense though.
Well,
You gotta
it-
build
Dallas
the
is not going to
trenches.
win a Super Bowl this year, and so that's out the
We
question.
ain't winning.
It
We
doesn't
ain't-
matter who they draft.
Yeah, you're right about that.
But in my opinion, to at
Colts took
least
Tyler Warren.
to be competitive, in my opinion, and I understand what you're saying, but we done brought in a plethora of these linemen on this front line and through free agency. Again, we have to get somebody on the other side. We got a bunch of slot receivers. We got Javante Turpin. We got Jalen Tolbert. We got we had Brandon Cook. We got a bunch of slot receivers. We need a 6'4", a 50-50 guy that can play on this other side, X receiver that can
Yes.
take the top off the defense, and we do not have that.
But all I'm trying to say, you can wait to day 3 to get a pure. If you're just looking for a pure speedster to stretch the defense and take there's plenty there. Day 3, there's plenty of there. There'll be plenty there Saturday.
Give me the best one.
Keandre Lambert Smith is one.
Give me the best one.
State. He played. I'm really high on him. I like Jalen Royals out of Utah State. He's a speedster. There's plenty of guys that can. I'm trying to say that can run sub 4.4s. There's plenty.
But Danny, the thing about it, you say you got plenty, but there's one better than the other. Even it's because there's plenty, you got to pick the best one out of the plenty. I don't just give me one. I need somebody that's going to complement. You know what I'm saying?
I get that, but all I'm trying to say is, okay, but we're 29th in defense, but yet we're thinking of a wide receiver. That's just my point of view. We're 29th stopping the run, and yet
the Colts pick Tyler Warren.
Yet I just don't see how a wide receiver is a bigger need than defensive tackles and edges.
I just think it's all our opinion. I mean, I understand what you're saying.
If you're gonna do something that's gonna help your, like if you want to help your defense, then in my opinion, it would be running back. Because if you want to run the ball, time of possession, and keep your defense, that would help your defense in that regard.
Did you hear me?
What was the draft? Oh yeah, Tyler Warren goes to Indianapolis. Give it up. Oh well.
And they just drafted a tight end like 3 years ago out of Virginia. A big kid too.
Chip, how you feeling, Chip?
It's funny. I'm just thinking about what happens this season. We had pick 14 in the draft. I wonder if we're going to move some draft picks around, if we're going to try to move up in the next round that we're able to pick to get a weapon. Whatever happens at this point, we need a weapon. We need somebody to make an impact. Our impact players still there? I hope so. But we need somehow to get somebody to make some impact.
Chip, I don't like the tone of your voice, bro. It's more like
I'm still scrambling from the last season. The last season, I'm still scrambling.
Yeah, and like we said, also, guys, and ladies, this roster is not. I mean, this schedule is not going to be easy.
Heavy duty.
It's heavy duty.
Now I can't wait till tomorrow. You'll see all these YouTubers saying, "Yeah, I had this guy. He was Dallas's pick all along." When the last 6 months, all they did was talk about Gentry and McMillan.
I just don't know where we go from here. I guess if you're going to bring a lineman in like that, and we still have the uncertainties of Tyler Guyton, and we go get a guard. So what is the next move?
The thing about it, the guard. If you're taking this kid, if he's going to start day one and he's going to be that guy at guard, like Danny said, running back is going to be second round.
Running back or defensive tackle.
Because
I wouldn't be mad at that defensive tackle position. I think we should probably go there. That's a good one because if you get anybody else to take up some space and free up Michael Parsons a little bit, we could do a lot. So I wouldn't be mad at defensive tackle coming up because Mozzie, I don't know. We probably should trade him at this point.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I mean,
the energy is out of the room, guys.
No, not in my world. Listen. We're talking about the Cowboys here. We could have done a lot worse. That's all I'm saying. But this is what happens when you draft for need and not BPA. You reach 15 picks early for the kid.
And they've done this the last couple of times.
Because, okay, but what did we do last year? Perfect example. Last year, we went into the draft with no left tackle. So we draft Tyler Guyton, a right tackle, and switch him to guard and switch him to left tackle. But this also shows that evidently they're not high on Brock Hoffman. So how about try to trade him? You know, we're not going to play him.
Guard, though. There's
Say
another
that
guard
again?
we have. There's somebody else,
TJ Bass.
TJ Bass. We also have who we got Rod Jones.
Jones.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, the one from Miami. Yeah, but
He's
they're
a
like
king
like
party.
But
the
Jones
thing that-
causes Hoffman to fall, right?
Yeah, well, evidently they're not high on Hoffman, who everyone thought they were going to pencil Brock Hoffman in at right guard. Brock Hoffman is, he's on suicide watch right now. Brock Hoffman. Just
And that's
being
probably true because I knew he thought he was going to be the replacing guard for Zach Martin.
Yeah.
And I like Brock Hoffman because he brings attitude. He will get up in your face and he's going to start trouble, and that's what I like. But again, after watching film, sometimes his feet are in the wrong place at times. It is, and that's sometimes can be the problem.
And yeah, JG, that's what we need. Somebody with some feet, but we need a big pork chop rib sandwich, bologna sandwich, and cheese eating brother. We need somebody to move furniture, man.
Yeah, move. That's so true, brother. We need somebody to go, and maybe this is the guy. But and I'm gonna tell you this too, man. And if you think about what Jerry was saying, if you listen to Jerry is saying they have so much faith in Ryan Flournoy. I don't know if y'all heard.
Why? He's 26
I don't
years
know,
old.
man. I don't know. This is what he's saying, man. He has a lot of
See,
faith.
Listen, Jerry thinks it's New Year's Eve right now. He doesn't know where he's at. He's like, what is he, 82, 83? He doesn't. To him, it's Valentine's Day. He has no idea it's the draft.
He's still selling it up.
Do we honestly think Jerry Jones watched any film on Tyler Booker from Alabama? No. And you see, the scary part about this pick, though, I'm going to be honest with you. In the last decade, Alabama has only put out like one, and then there's a question mark on offensive linemen that have panned out in the NFL.
So
Alex
who do you
Leatherwood.
think stood on the table?
That's
for this
true,
guy?
too.
You think it was the head
Alex
coach?
Leatherwood was a bust for the Raiders. O'Neal from the Giants was a top 10 pick. Who was a freak, Evan O'Neal, at Alabama. He's a bust so far. The only one that's been any good is Landon Dickinson. Ironically, he got drafted in the second round with no ligaments in his knee, yet he's still playing guard for Philly. And last year, the Titans picked up a tackle last year from Bama. So I'm not going to anoint him greatness for only 1 year. So, I mean, I don't know. There was other kids on the board, I think, at a later spot that had left tackle and guard flexibility. This kid is strictly a guard. But listen, he's big. He's a mauler. Listen, like I said, not where I would have went because I could have got a guard day too. But hey, whatever. We could have did worse.
If you look at the movement in the room today at the draft, it looked like everybody was excited in that piece, though. It looked like they were excited about that pick.
Chose
It really did.
Jalen Walker.
Say that again.
The Falcons chose Jalen Walker
Yeah, linebacker, Georgia.
from Georgia.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, no one thought he would be here at 15. Great value.
Yep.
That's a great value pick. I wanted Mikael Williams. I'm shocked. This kid. I don't know.
Well,
a lot of people are calling him an edge. He's not. He's a linebacker, and off the ball linebackers get the value. But then again, I have I think Abdul Carter's a linebacker. He's not an edge to me.
They're saying they can move him to the edge.
Too small.
Yeah,
Well, Penn State tried moving him to edge, and he got basically ran over. And then they moved him back to linebacker, and then he flourished. And then they tried moving him back to edge in the playoffs against Oregon, and he got ran over again. He's too
so
small.
when was the last time we actually drafted a skill player early in the rounds?
CeeDee Lamb.
CD.
Okay.
And we were
That was a
surprised
gift.
that he fell.
Let's be
We were
honest.
surprised that he fell there. So
Exactly.
You had to
That was a gift.
Yeah. I agree with you, Chip.
That was a gift.
Yeah,
I just say we didn't do a wow factor, and so I think our season is.
Nah, you can't say that. I mean,
Hey, Flea Bug, when all
I
else
can
fails,
say that.
what you got here, when all else fails, you got the Cowboys huddle.
Okay. Well, that wasn't a wow factor, and
who's on the clock right now?
That's Arizona.
they haven't. They're not showing. They're still talking about Jalen Walker.
Arizona's going to take Amika Ibuka to match him with Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
All I know, man, we've been trying this defensive lineman, and we hadn't got anywhere yet.
Been looking ugly. Looking real ugly.
We've been doing this for the last 6-7 years of drafting linemen. How in the world are you going to go that many years drafting linemen and none of them pan out?
Nah, well, who have we
I
drafted?
was fixing to say they keep drafting them, but they're not doing anything. They're not matching up with the. So like we have Michael Parsons, but we have yet. So this is going to be his 4th year, right?
This is 5th.
5th? Really?
And he's still not signed.
And so, and this is his 5th year, and they haven't had anybody to actually help him yet. That's sad.
But now Micah now falls into the same conversation as CeeDee Lamb. We paid CeeDee Lamb $140 million. Now we need to help him. Now we're going to make Micah the highest paid defensive player in the NFL, and he needs another first-round pick next year.
But Danny, it's not their fault. It's your owner's fault. He waits so
But they
late.
haven't even signed him yet. So what?
That's the only reason that works so much, because your owner waits so late to sign him.
It goes everywhere. Patrick Mahomes is worth. You pay Patrick Mahomes his money, and you have to help him.
Me personally, I wouldn't pay Micah $40 million a year. Let's be honest. Look at the stats. Look at the stats. He vanishes the second half of every single season he's played. Why, might you ask? He's too small. What did he do against Green Bay? He had like 2 tackles and like 1 hurry. And the next day he said, I was happy with the way I played.
But if we get somebody on the other side of him, you got a whole different dynamic.
Like I said, Mike is the CeeDee Lamb too. How do you make someone the best player? But what I'm trying to say is, how do you make someone the highest paid defensive player in the NFL? And I get it, you need someone, but then all I'm trying to say is Micah is not a 6'6" guy like Myles Garrett. He's not 6'6" like Aiden Hutchinson. He's not an edge. He should be playing linebacker. He's too small. He wears down.
Okay, now I have a question. So they haven't paid him yet. They haven't signed him, and they didn't pick anybody the first round to help him out. So this is my question. And everybody on the Cowboy Huddle podcast has been saying trade him. So what do you say if they at the last minute decide to trade him for?
It's too late. It's too late now.
It's too late.
It's way too late.
And honestly, I'm not even as the pick we just saw.
Hey, we got a pick in, right?
No, they're just going to they're just now stepping up to the podium.
Byron to the
Cardinals. Jonathan
Oh, he said
Martinez.
Barron to the Cardinals. Somebody said Barron.
Yeah, from Texas, cornerback, which is
Cornerback.
she's.
That's one we
he's
could
not-
have used. We could have used him.
No, they went
They
Walter.
did not pick
no.
Barron. Whoever put that is Walter Nolan.
Yeah, it's Walter Nolan. He's a 3-tech from Ole Miss.
Jonathan.
They putting up wrong information, Jonathan.
Well, I think it's you know what I think it's just Jonathan's picks. I think that's who he's picking. He's not saying that. I get it. I get what he's doing.
okay.
Yeah, I guess what he's doing now.
He was the
Okay.
top- he was
Defensive
the
tackle.
He
A
was the
big
top
greasy.
3-tech.
This is what we need right here. Big
No.
greasy.
We just gave Osa Digizua $100 million. He's
yeah,
up.
yeah.
He's a 3-tech. This kid.
Yeah.
Look at him, 6'3", 295. But he was
Upfield burst,
the top.
huge
top,
upside.
He was our top 3. He was the top 3-tech out there in this draft. There's a lot of big goons. Listen, the draft does stretch all 3 days. It stretches for defensive linemen. There's no need to listen. In my opinion, and it means absolutely nothing. 1-tech is the easiest position to find, in my opinion. You just need a
So
big goon.
no need for panic right now.
I'm
Like I
in
said,
panic mode.
No, I wouldn't have taken this kid. In my opinion, this is way too rich. I'm just going from it from a value standpoint.
Right.
The value standpoint, I would not have taken him at 12.
No.
Listen, everyone
No.
says trade back. I'm the first one that says you probably could have traded back 10 to 12 picks and still got Tyler Booker. But if the phone is not ringing because this is a below average draft in talent, you can trade back. It takes 2 to tango.
Right.
You know,
And we
so,
only reason we're saying trade back is that's if the phone would ring.
yeah,
And
and
if somebody wanted to, but if that phone did ring, this is what this is what it requires. I need a second round pick.
yeah, maybe it'll come out in the next 24 hours, 48 hours, if anyone was calling. You know what I'm trying to say? Maybe no one.
Hey, so do you think we'll be trading somebody off the team to get another draft pick in that second round?
Mm, the
Y'all
only
just
thing-
said no. I just asked that. I just asked that. And y'all said no, it's too late.
no, I would. I
You
think
talking about trade Michael. You said trade Michael.
no. If
Any
anyone
trade,
I
any-
can
any
see getting
trade.
traded is
Trade
Brock
Mozzie.
Hoffman,
Get somebody out of there.
because it's stupid to leave Brock Hoffman. Listen, it's good from a depth point of view because, I mean, listen. Besides Zach Martin last year, we really listen. Tyron Smith's been hurt like the last 6 years, but besides him, we really haven't had that many injuries on the O line lately. We've been lucky, you know what I'm trying to say. I mean, and you know who knows? Cooper Beebe could go down, and then Brock Hoffman slides in at center, or I maybe they see TJ Bass could slide in as a backup center, but the problem is, though, we still have question marks at both tackle spots. It's like I said, it wouldn't have been my pick, but whatever. But
I tell you what we got, I really hope that they ease up on those penalties, that they really work some strategy in the guiding, man, with all
Yeah,
those
man.
penalties.
Man, that's still a
Ridiculous.
project, man. I hate to tell you, that's still a project.
he's not a left tackle.
And it's not Tyler Guyton's fault. It's
Exactly.
it's
No, I agree
whoever
with you.
brought him in, and they thought it was going to be an easy task of moving Tyler Guyton from right to left. And I said from the beginning, and PR Cowboy I said I don't know if that's going to be easy to do because it's the technique, it's the scheme, it's the foot movement, it's the hand placement, everything. That's the reason they slid Tyler Smith to the inside guard because he had a problem trying to hold it, because you're on an island. You're actually on an island by yourself, and you're going against one of the most aggressive defensive players out there. So again, I just didn't think that was going to. I just didn't think it was going to work, and here we are. We still uncertain of what that's going to look like because we still have Terrence Steele over there. He's a human turnstile. We
Yeah,
don't know
both
about
of our
him.
tackles are. Both of
Yeah.
our tackles are.
And now we got over here Tyler Guyton. I mean, it's just, come on, man. This is
Like I
crazy.
said, there's other offensive linemen out there. Perfect example, Wyatt Mullen, West Virginia, left tackle. 3 years at left tackle, not a sack. Shut down Abdul Carter in 2024. Shut down Chop Robinson in 2023. State champion wrestler. He's out there. He played 1 year at right tackle, then 3 years at left tackle at West Virginia. He's out.
If you remember what they did with Tyron Smith, even with Tyron Smith, he played right tackle his first year and then shifted him to left tackle.
But that theory is like
You
you
know?
use the line on a girl in a bar when you were 19, and that same line is going to work on a girl when you're 35 at a bar.
No, I get that, but like the deal about it also too is you ran behind these guys when they were young. Also, you didn't put the. If you look at last year, they're dropping back, and letting Guyton just on the island every time. If you actually, when Hoffman was in the lineup, the nastiness came in, the running game worked better.
Yeah, it did. It did.
That's what I feel like you have to help these guys out. Play to a string. If it's run blocking, play to that string.
Well, Brock Hoffman is not a starter right now. I can tell you that. He's only going to be a starter if someone gets injured, which is.
I just don't want to hear training camp that they're fighting for that right guard position, and he's going.
But you know that's what they. I mean, they're going. to I mean, part of them is going to say that, but I say no because Dallas appoints these kids stars.
So with this pick that we just made, do you think the coaches had some say-so in this, or was this a move by the front office? That's something they need to ask. What do you think, Chip?
Hey, I saw Schottenheimer. He seemed pretty excited. So when I was looking at just the body language of the room, I was saying, okay, I wonder was this a shoddy pick, and him thinking about running game and things like that. I was thinking it was a coach's move.
Listen, I think they could have drafted anyone, and that's like when you see the guy smiling, the hostage with the gun.
Yeah, because he's forced to smile because the owner smiled.
They would have, they could have drafted anyone, and he'd have been like, "Yes, great."
He was clapping it up.
He's getting a couple mil. You know what I'm saying?
Find yourself unemployed. Yeah. So Amazing Create said Osa $100 million for 4 sacks. Wait a minute.
Yeah, but I mean,
and that's true.
But you got to stop
management of money.
Yes, 100%. I never would have paid Osa $100 million.
No way.
Never in a million years. Never in a million years.
4 sacks, and he gets $100 million.
But you're supposed to see. I never would have paid him $100 million because you're supposed to stop the run first. Osa is very undersized. Osa is another guy. He disappears. If you go back to the Green Bay playoff game, he took himself off the field on the first drive of the game. Granted, it was an 8-minute drive, but it's the first drive of the game, and you're tired. You took yourself off the field. I don't remember Dallas Cowboys from 30, 35 years ago taking themselves off the field and play, especially in playoff games. But that's the world we live in Dallas, whatever. And then they reward these kids. But why? Osa got $100 million because we drafted him. No other team was going to give him $100 million, but Dallas
pay our own guys.
Exactly.
Pay our own guys. Yep.
So look at this scenario down below. Move Tyler Smith to tackle, Booker to right guard, Beebe to left guard, and Hoffman to center.
My only thing is, okay, now the thing is, why do you want to move an all-pro guard to left tackle when Tyler Smith was, I hope I'm not the only one, Tyler Smith was a much better guard than left tackle. Also, Tyler Smith is going to free agency. Now, this year, we move him back to left tackle. You're going to have to pay him. You're going to have to pay him like $30 million a year. You're going to have to pay him about $10 million now more a year as a left tackle versus a guard. And now you're going to do it this year. It doesn't but this is what Cowboys do. What you think makes sense, Dallas does the opposite. Just like Micah Parsons is a linebacker, but we're letting him play edge because he wants to play edge, and edges make $40 million a year, and linebackers don't. Mismanagement of money.
Yeah. And this here, I think, I mean, it looks okay. It looks like something you could do, but now you're the laughing stock because you don't even have
And,
Tyler Guyton in the lineup.
and the funny thing you say about that, Danny, is like we see that where you can pay much more money on a position he's going to play, but yet you're smart enough to sit a quarterback out to save $500,000 so he doesn't get the bonus.
Oh,
Make that
everyone
make
tries
sense.
it, yeah, and everyone says, "Oh, Jerry didn't know." Yo, Jerry, I mean, well, just the Joneses didn't know. 100. It's a business. Winning doesn't mean nothing, because think about it. We haven't won nothing in 30 years. Yet, let's be honest. How about if the Cleveland Browns tried charging $250 to go watch to go watch training camp? There'd be grasshoppers out there. But Dallas, it's a show. If you look at around the NFL during preseason, there's 10,000 people in the stands. A preseason game in Dallas, there's 80,000 people. It's like a restaurant. If you were serving a shit product, but yet you're buying garbage at the butcher shop, but yet your restaurant is packed every single night, are you going to change your philosophy? No. And I've said this. The only way you could hurt the Joneses is in the pocket.
So we're gonna just keep the slop coming. Keep the slop coming.
Well,
So the question,
until our fan base changes.
well, only way
Listen,
that's gonna change, I'm not gonna say, but yeah, but
That's why I made my channel a draft channel. I'm tired of supporting the Joneses. I'm tired. I got
So-
But
a
I gotta say, it was kind of thin in Oxnard on this year. Oxnard,
it was.
it was widely publicized that this has been the worst Oxnard training
The
camp that they
Seahawks
ever
have
had.
picked their pick.
Seahawks took a guard. The
Grace
Seahawks took a guard.
Ray Zabel, North Dakota. And I'm not as high on this kid as a lot of other people, but he has center. But you see, like, this is just like he played one position, but he has flex to play more. I'll see where. See, I had
you know, DeMarcus Lawrence is at Seattle too.
DeMarcus
hurt.
Lawrence. He's not going to play full game.
And you heard what he said. He said he couldn't win a
He's probably
Super Bowl.
tired already. He's probably
He said
tired
he could-
already, G.
Yeah, he's tired already.
He's
Exactly.
tired.
I'm still going to buy a Tank jersey and put we was tired in the back. That's what he said. Tank Lawrence should have been cut that day.
Well, here's the deal, though, y'all. Now, you know, there's a run stop edge. You got your edge rush and you got your run containment, and your run containment usually draws the double team. Am I right or am I correct or wrong? And both, you know, it's always the edge rusher that gets all the hype because you on your strong side is always going to do the dirty work. And I mean, I know it's just like your receivers and your running backs get all the credit,
You
but
say
it's
that,
your linemen that's doing the job.
but when we were good, Tony Tolbert was the other edge, and he
Well.
still managed 61 sacks in 8 seasons
Well.
in a 16-game schedule.
You-
Tank Lawrence never got to the quarterback.
That's a
We
fact.
were the only team. We're the only organization in the NFL that paid an edge $100 million plus to stop the run. If that's the case, why not just draft a defensive tackle and
That's
put
a
him
fact. Yeah.
But
Why not
and-
just
but I
draft a
understand what you're saying, though, man. But the
Why
thing
not?
about it, it's a job. That's what you hired him to do. He's a run stopper. He's a container. And basically, those are your bigger size. Those are your bigger size defensive end, and they're going to require double team. You don't hear their names much. You're not going to hear their names much. But long as he can contain that run or whatever, his job is done. But I hear what you're saying. But it's just one of those positions that he requires double team. Same thing with only reason DeMarcus Ware was free as he was because they ran a 3-4 defense. That was the only reason. And going back to Osa, when we talk about Osa, Osa didn't do a darn thing up under Dan Quinn. It was until he got with Mike Zimmer when he started making all the sacks.
I
So,
mean, but
again, we spend this money on people that we think are the jock, but at the same time, you just put money in places where it could have went somewhere else.
no, I agree with you 100%. But you pay your defensive tackles to stop the run first, because
Right.
you could have Charles Haley and Lawrence Taylor on the outside, and I'll just run up the middle every single play. And but this goes back to Pop Warner football when we were 10 years old. You have to run. You have to be. If you can't run or you can't stop the run, you ain't going anywhere.
Nowhere.
And Dallas, we haven't stopped the run in over 10 years. So we paid $100 million to Osa. He can't stop the run and he can't get to the quarterback. We paid him $100 million because we drafted him. Simple as that.
Oh well, that's where we are, though.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is. Whatever. I'm cool with us being 29.
Hey, we might as well get used to it.
Hey, we still got a few days left in the draft.
Yeah, no, there's
And,
plenty of
and
talent.
with me, I'm just sitting here in my little joint, and I keep saying to myself, man, even after this draft, will we win 7 games this year? Do we have it in us to win 7 games?
Very
And we
easily.
get 17 games out of our quarterback. That's what you really have to. I'm hoping that he can stay healthy, man, because if
He's not going to be here for the whole season.
well, listen, this is what I'm saying, and because that injury is no joke. That's a no joke injury. And again, one thing we will see with Dak, he will be a pocket passer. He will not run out. He will not run, and I don't blame him because he's just not for sure what that hamstring would do. But can we clearly say that Joe Milton or Will Greer can keep this team afloat if that goes down?
No, we'll be picking in. I mean, listen, I like Will Greer. He was crazy in college, and he went to Carolina. That's where quarterbacks go to die. And then basically he came to Dallas, and we've never even given the kid a chance, man. And listen, I've said this a million times. If you look at Will Greer played at Florida, then he transferred to West Virginia. If you look at Will Greer's college tape, it's better than Dak Prescott, Trey Lance, Joe Milton's all put together. And it just for one reason or another. But then ironically, look what Sam Darnold did last year in Minnesota with a chance after being a bust with how many teams? Listen, I think very easily, everyone's been laughing at me. Yo, we're like 3-4 years away from competing, man. We're not one play away. We could have threw a dart tonight at a draft at a dartboard and filled like, okay, yeah. Do I think we had more pressing needs? Yeah, I do. Do I think you could have got him later in the first round? Yeah. Do I think you could have got a pure guard tomorrow? Yeah. It's a reach for me. It's a reach. Like, I'm not saying he was a late first rounder to me. He wasn't even my first guard. He was my
Bay is
guard.
up at the mic.
All right, Tampa Bay. I think it's gonna be a skill player. Damn, you know what? If these skill players are not going now, that means they're going to be plenty left second and third round.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be plenty second
Yeah,
and
they
third
took
round.
Emeka
Ibuka.
Wide
Oh,
receiver.
nice pick. Man.
Receiver.
Well, they lost all their receivers like last year. Like in
Yeah,
one
I think
game.
Godwin was an injury, and yeah, they were beat. Yeah.
Yeah.
This kid is really. See, I had this kid higher. Everyone was talking about T-Mac. I thought this kid was I think this kid's a better wide receiver.
I ain't even gonna lie. I would have took him on our first pick.
Yeah. As a skill player, yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't have been mad. I mean, I like him a lot, Emeka Ibuka. He would have been a perfect wide receiver too to CeeDee Lamb, but
Got that speed.
The way he blocks too is the
Yeah.
other thing. That's the other thing.
And yet our fan base hated him. Our fan base goes, "Oh, he was a wide receiver too in college." I know. Ironically, he played with Marvin Harrison, and then last year he played with Jeremiah Smith, who at 19 could start in the NFL. So, and I would tell these YouTubers, "Yo, tell me what you don't like about this kid. What is there not to like about him?" And
And if you're looking at the type, if like we said before, if we're going to be a run first football team, and if that's what they really want to do, a skilled player, wide receiver that can block goes a long way in this offense. If this is what you're really trying to do.
Good pick.
This draft is so boring to me.
Well, last year I went to sleep, so I'm okay.
We know.
You made it. You made it to the. You got to
year-
see the pick this year, Chip.
But the draft last year was better than this year.
Yeah,
Well-
it was Fleabug.
It was, and it was more exciting. And maybe because we had it on live on our show, but
I know
it was
it.
way better-
I got
it
one
was
like
way
a
better
mole
than
too.
this year.
I don't know. Like I said, I think day 2 is going to probably be better because there's a lot of electrifying players out there that had names hadn't even been called yet. And I'm like I said, nothing's wrong with who has gone so far, but there's still a lot of names out there. I think we was looking for the Omarion Hamptons and folks like that.
But you know what it is? See, the running back position, it stretches all 3 days. You're going to find starters day 3. I like Omarion Hampton. I do.
Yeah.
I don't like to. On a horrible North Carolina team, he rushed for 1,500 yards the past 2 seasons in a row.
Yeah.
So, but then, there's pros and there's cons. A lot of wear. He is a 3-down back. He won't be there at pick 44. He won't.
Hey, Denver's next, but I think Pittsburgh is gonna get Shador.
Nah.
No.
Maybe
That's what they're
it's
saying.
possible.
They're saying
It's
that
possible.
he's gonna
So
go
who-
with Pittsburgh. They're saying because they're the 21 pick and it has to do with the jersey number.
Stop
They're
it.
saying that he's
Nah.
probably gonna go with Pittsburgh.
But you see now, but this is where Shador kicks himself in the butt because Dion said where they don't want to play in a cold environment. But
He played in a cold environment. Colorado is probably the coldest place to play.
I know, but it doesn't make sense. What hurts him is he did not play in a pro style offense, and they questioned his arm strength. And they said everywhere he went for an interview, he was arrogant. Like I said, this is fantasy football.
Let me ask you this, Danny. No, and then let me ask you this: what's wrong with being confident in yourself? What is the problem with a man being confident in himself of knowing how good he is?
I don't have a problem with that. But what I've said, like I said a million times, what we're looking at tonight is fantasy football for billionaires. This is billionaires playing fantasy
Of course.
football.
Oh, yeah, we know
What
that.
I'm trying to say is there's a million coaches and a million general managers and a million owners that want no part of prime time. Like everyone was saying, Shador was going to the Giants. The owners of the Giants and the Maras, they are 1,000% opposite of Dion. And I said if they would have drafted Shador, Dion would have been lucky to get a ticket up in the nosebleed sections. He wasn't getting no booth. He wouldn't have been on the sidelines. He would have got a ticket up in the 3rd level on the windy side. Because that's how the Giants run their team. That's why
we're talking about a Hall of Famer.
Okay,
and that sounds more like a personal issue because you cannot deny Deion Sanders being the man that he was.
Okay,
and you
but we're
cannot
not
deny
drafting.
him.
But that's the problem. When you draft Shador, you're bringing the father with him because he's going to be looking to coach.
Same thing with Peyton Manning, his father, Archie Manning. The same thing. The same scenario.
Okay, but Archie Manning wasn't going to be coaching.
But see, here's the
Yeah.
deal. No, but here's the deal. Archie Manning had the audacity to say what team his son wasn't going to play for.
Hey, but
So
that
we're
hasn't
saying,
been, and that's been the John Elway did the exact same thing when the Colts
Yeah.
drafted him. He said, "I'm not playing," and I get that, but when like I said, they question his arm strength. This is just what they're saying. Listen, I'll be honest. If I have a weakness, there's people that know a hell of a lot more football about me, and they can't pick a quarterback. I hate ranking quarterbacks. I do. I hate it because it's the biggest bust rate, and you know what I'm trying to say? But like I said, John Elway tried drafting how many quarterbacks? It didn't work out. He had to go get Peyton Manning to win a Super Bowl.
yeah,
So, but all I'm trying to say is, if I'm a head coach, if I draft Shador, that's my death sentence right there. I got 2 years and I'm fired, and Prime is in my place. So, so they question his arm strength and the fact that he hasn't played in a pro style offense. They say he holds on to the ball too long and he takes way too many sacks. But I'll say he's in both spots. He's played behind a horrible offensive line, so I'll give him that. Listen, I love Pittsburgh's head coach.
Broncos are up to the mic.
Because the Steelers could have go through 5 different quarterbacks and they're still going to make the playoffs. You know, Mike Tomlin, no matter what, makes the playoffs in Pittsburgh, and he does the most with the least. All I'm trying to say is, if Pittsburgh don't take him, he's falling out of the first round completely.
Yeah, there's nobody else there.
yeah, they already got him probably going to second round. But I look at Pittsburgh's offense. They run a straight 5 wide shotgun. That same thing he ran in Colorado. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it might be Pittsburgh, but I don't see Pittsburgh.
That's really the only spot. If you look at the teams that are behind them, that's
No one else is, unless you have like a team picking very early in the second round comes
they
up.
trade back in. Yeah,
But listen,
we've
And
seen
they
that
get
happen.
the defensive back from Texas, Janae
Broncos.
Barron.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
see, I wasn't a fan of him.
You didn't like him?
I can see where I just thought, me personally, I think there's better corners. Yeah.
Jonathan, that's a good one, Jonathan. That is a good one right there. That is a good one. They'll go out there and go draft Scatterboo, and we already got what's the name, the other guy from
He's 21, Scatterboom he's my 21 ranked running back.
we would probably go get Scatterboo. I kid you not.
Hey,
Gosh.
you ain't lying there, G.
Gotta see where I have this.
Oh wow.
Safeties.
But
This kid was my third. See, like I have Will Johnson from Michigan. He's my corner one. This kid was my third.
yeah, we got so many running backs out there. You got Caleb Johnson, you got like I said,
I like Caleb
Ohio State
Johnson.
boys,
Every
you
running
got-
back is out there. The only running
Yeah,
back off the
yeah.
board is Gentry.
Woo!
You're gonna see the running backs go off the board. You're gonna see the Redskins get a running back. You're gonna start to see soon. So like I said, hopefully Shador goes here to Pittsburgh, but if not, but like I said, the Rooneys, like think about it. They've had 3 head coaches in the history of their organization. Do they want to deal with Prime on the sideline?
Who is this?
Does Mike Tomlin want Prime on the sideline every week, every Sunday?
What the
They'll
thing about
do the Rooneys.
What? You know, why do y'all keep saying that he's going to be on the sidelines? Just because he played football, and I mean that. And see, this is my thing. Give the kid a chance. They can't keep knocking him and not picking him because of his dad. Like that's crazy.
That's just how the thought
That's
process.
what they will do.
The
That's I
thought
kid you not,
process is
people.
that. Yeah.
They will do
And I
that.
mean, I get it, but y'all. I mean, and Danny, you keep you really keep saying, well, they're not good. I mean, I understand what you're saying. We all know that Coach Prime he played football. He's a icon. I understand he's a star. Da 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 da. But they got to give this kid a chance. They cannot not pick him. And I understand what you're saying. That's part of the that's things they're looking at.
Okay,
But
and
I really didn't
agree with
think
you.
I really didn't think he was gonna not go in the first round.
But if Shador's last name was Lipowitz, you'd be talking about him getting drafted Saturday. Let's be honest.
Well, he threw for 4,000 yards, man, with a
I mean, he's
bomb
nice,
offensive
man. I mean,
line, man.
you gotta put, like Gary just said, you gotta bring his stats into play too.
That's what they get paid for the stats. You don't have to win Super Bowls
Okay,
anymore.
but now check this out. He went 8-4. They retired his jersey. When Colorado won the national championship, how many of those kids got their jerseys retired?
Because people are mad because he got his jersey retired.
Colorado won a national
The
championship.
other guy's name, they haven't retired his jersey yet.
But you know what? And
I almost
that,
said his name.
what you're saying is, but this is the thing. You can talk about Cordell Stewart. He was one that comes to
Exactly.
Cordell.
Cordell's Eric Bieniemy. They had Alfred Williams, JJ.
Here's the
Flanagan.
deal. This is what Deion Sanders does. He builds the brand. Nobody was talking about Colorado. Nobody knew nothing about Colorado since Cordell Stewart, and then they couldn't sell out the stadium.
Okay,
This
Pittsburgh
man-
is up. Pittsburgh is up to the mic.
This man, he builds the brand. So teams like Carolina, the Jets, or if you want to build your brand, that's
Derek Herman.
Defensive tackle, Oregon.
Yep, from Oregon.
Well, that's it.
I like him. I told you Pittsburgh was not taking Sanders. He ain't
So
played it.
he's not going in the first. He's not going in the first round.
No.
Unless somebody comes up in late in the first round.
Now, if someone comes up, and I do think someone's going to come up, but it's going to be for Jackson Dart from Ole Miss. It's just
Who
this
jumps
kid
up
has
there?
good
Giants?
Huh?
Because Cleveland picks in front of them in round 2.
Nah, Giants will never draft Shador. The Giants.
No, I'm talking about if they come get Jackson Dart. I'm talking about who trades up to him.
I think someone trades up for him. I can see the
Why
Saints.
trade up for him though? Why would you trade up?
I don't think he's going to be there.
Huh?
I don't think he's.
You got Cleveland in front. If you're the Giants, you got Cleveland in front of you, which is a team that could take a quarterback as well. So if you're looking at you want it, you jump in front of them.
I think the Raiders. There's a lot of teams that besides us, San Fran and Chicago. There's a lot of teams in our top 10 that could use. Saints need a quarterback. We could say the Raiders don't have a long-term term a quarterback. The Jets don't have a long-term term a quarterback. The Giants have no long-term term quarterback, but I don't see the Giants. Cleveland, Cleveland, I would think Cleveland. He could go to Cleveland, but just my 2 cents. I think the next quarterback drafted is the kid Jackson Dart. Listen, it's a lackluster draft, and we knew this months ago. It just was.
Yeah. Like I say, not knowing where these quarterbacks going to be drafted, but at the same time, it's still prove it. You got to prove that you fit. So
Am I the only one? Is this draft going faster than last year?
Yes.
All right, because
Yes.
we're picking last too.
we remember last year we fell back, so we waited a lot longer for our pick. But now that we got our pick out the way, we're not waiting anymore. You know what I mean?
But it seems like a lot of teams.
But the first round is fixing to be over. It's fixing to be over. It's only 9 something. It's not even 10 o'clock.
It seems
last
like
year it was.
Like when teams get on the clock, they already have. That just shows you there's no wheeling and dealing, and there's no phones ringing.
Right.
When you see
It's not.
teams,
If you look in the war rooms of the teams that when they're doing these, it's like it's moving. It's not nothing like last year.
Well, I think it was everybody pretty much. Like I said, it lined out outside of the trade early in the first round, but everything is pretty much falling like everybody expected to, unless somebody else did something drastic. But everybody kind of just stayed the course today. So when somebody do a trade up, a trade down, or whatever, that can ruin the whole first round. Everybody's going scrambling, trying to figure out, okay, what's option B. But We only had one of them.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the shock was Colston Loveland going to
Yeah,
the
that's
Bears.
tight end. Yeah, that was
That's
probably
the
the
only
only
real
one that
shot.
was. Yeah. Man,
Jonathan say maybe the Vikings would take Sanders, but I think that
Nah, he's
Vikings,
trolling. He's trolling.
yeah, because I think Vikings have a quarterback.
Yeah, they got JJ
McCarthy
McCarthy.
last.
But Amazing Creation said Dallas needs a damn quarterback.
They do.
They do.
Amen.
We really do. I hope darn well they take one highlight tape from Joe Milton and think he's going to be the guy that's going to take us to the promised land. I just don't know.
Michael Irvin did a video on him saying that Dak Prescott better stay healthy because if Joe Milton gets a chance, he's going to take the ball and run with it. So
I saw that. I mean, he's okay. I didn't. What was that? He played in the bowl game, or was the bowl game he played
They're just
in?
saying
only
because
played one
he
game last
throws
year.
so far. That's the only reason they're saying that. But I don't know.
Listen, and we're stuck with Dak, though. We're stuck with that contract.
Oh yeah.
So I don't think Dak's
Only way you're not stuck with him if he, and God forbid that it happened that he goes down and somebody comes in like he came in on Tony Romo.
Yeah, but no matter what, you can't get rid of that contract.
No, you can't.
We're stuck. We're stuck.
Well, he's gonna get paid regardless.
Yeah, you're right. 100%. That was the worst.
Who's on the clock now?
Chargers.
The Chargers.
See, now I had Colston Loveland going to the Chargers, to be honest with you.
Who?
Colston Loveland, who went to Chicago.
Oh, he's already gone. Yeah.
Yeah, but I had him going to the Chargers. He got reunited with his college coach. That was a what the F moment. I didn't see that. But
like right now, they're showing the war room for them, and these people are just sitting there shaking their legs. Nobody's standing up talking.
that just shows you there's no wheeling and dealing. The phones are not ringing.
Not.
Yeah, because it's what it is. They came into
One
the
guy looks like he's asleep.
because they came. This unfortunately it happens. Some years you get below talented drafts. This year just happened to be one of them at certain positions. Like pretty much we knew how the first three picks were going to go. Pretty much in no particular order, but we knew it was going to be Cam Ward, Abdul Carter, and Travis Hunter. But then after that, everything was up in the air. So I mean, listen, I don't know, man. Tomorrow I'll definitely see Dallas taking a defensive tackle, a running back. Though, listen, honestly, Will Johnson, corner, Michigan, he could be a pick. He gets reunited with his coach. The Chargers.
And you know what else I noticed about this draft? So the people that are actually at the draft, you know how they show the different teams, like when they're the fans for each team, they have a lot of ladies at the draft this year. Like when they go to the fans and they're showing the people, it's mostly ladies, and I found that kind of strange.
Ain't no telling.
It's like the real fans are not at the draft this year.
So
They showed Shador, but I
Chargers
can't see the Chargers taking Shador.
No, they got a Herbert.
The
Yeah,
Chargers.
that's what I'm saying. But they were just showing Shador. That's what I'm saying. Unless somebody traded up for him.
Somebody probably just showing him because he's looking sad right now.
Yeah.
Well, they still got
If you go to the internet, if you go to all the lives, like there's one live that has Dion's like his right hand man, uncle, whatever his name is, and they're showing like they're at the ranch, but they're not even showing him.
But it is though, like everyone was saying this morning, they were saying like he's not going to go first
Well,
round.
looks like the Chargers are either trying to make a deal or something because they still got 20 seconds.
Yeah, they're using
not their picking.
10 minutes. Yeah, I think a lot of teams wanted to move back. No one wanted to move up, but maybe with some of these late picks, some teams that pick, maybe Philly moves out of round one, maybe the Chiefs.
The clock has started over for them, so something's going on.
Yeah,
Well,
they
should
straightened
they-
out.
No, I think the Rams are on the clock. I think no.
No,
Yeah.
the Chargers are still on the clock.
Oh no, there you go. Pick his
Well, they
name.
stopped it.
Georgia's got Trey Lance. What
Oh.
y'all talking about?
No,
They got Trey Lance and Najee Harris.
Yo, we gave up a trade. We gave up a 4th round pick for Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Don't remind me, man.
Oh,
Don't remind me. Hey, G, this is why.
They
Hey,
still haven't
G,
picked.
this is why tomorrow I'm gonna go pick up my heart monitor. I gotta wear a heart thing for 3 days so I can walk around with 3 days on it. This is part of the reason right here, man.
Well, you might need to get off this live right now, yeah, man. Won't you walk around here with a broken heart?
Well, good luck
I
with your
feel you.
heart
Hey, PR Cowboy, I feel your pain, bro. I know. We were looking for the wow factor, and there wasn't no darn wow factor. Damn, man.
It was not.
No, I mean, you know what it is? If you told me you would have got him like now in the 20s, I'd be like, yeah,
Gosh, dude,
that's a good
this is
pick.
terrible.
But a 12, no,
Ugh.
no.
Okay, something's going on because they still haven't made a pick.
No, they don't know what that. They want to trade their quarterback, bro. They trying to make a trade for Herbert, Justin Herbert.
I know that they were saying Atlanta was trying to trade Kirk Cousins. What are you going to get for him? You know?
Yeah. That's a pretty big contract still on him. too.
Yeah, that's exactly. And it was,
Cal, what's the little guy who does with you on Monday? Where is he at? Football junkie, is that his
Football
name?
junkie. Yeah.
oh, he I
Okay,
think
now they're up. They're up to the podium.
I sent him a text. I said I meant to make sure he didn't off himself because I sent him a text. I told him I had sharp knives to sell. Or Marion Hampton, running back, running back from North Carolina.
But yeah, they needed a running back because they got rid of Gus Edwards. So he made the first round, didn't he?
Yeah,
Got a Hampton.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's my nephew.
Boy, you don't know that boy. Hush. If he'd have played
no.
somewhere in Texas, I might would believe you. But he's from North Carolina. You ain't been nowhere near North Carolina.
He's a 3-down back, tough kid.
Yeah.
Played on
Yeah,
a
he is.
horrible team and put up 1,500 yards
He's gonna be good at that offense.
plus. Yeah. They got a good offensive line, the Chargers.
Yeah, I mean, now he and they got Najee Harris, so they got both of them. They got Najee Harris over there too.
Yeah.
Hey.
That system.
Woo!
Yeah, but I think this kid he would be the starter, especially being.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I think
Woo!
it'll be a nice 1-2 punch.
Not bad.
See now, like I think the Redskins could go running back. To be honest with you,
Yeah. They'll
See,
go
this
get
is what-
Duncan. I mean, they'll go get Henderson.
I
See,
could
this is
see
what
them.
the thing- that's the thing that Danny was saying. Like I said, like you said, it takes 2 to deal, but this would have been nice to move back in the 20s and take either the guard or a Marion Hampton with this.
Yeah, I had, like I said, I had Booker going to like Detroit. To be honest with you, at like 30, I really did.
We took him at 12.
I know that's rich, very rich. I see now. I would have felt better if you could have took an offensive lineman that played left tackle in college, and then you could have put him at guard, but he had a left tackle flex. This kid is just simply a guard. That's it. Packers team needs wide receiver, D line, corner. Bro, I'm surprised. The number one safety is still sitting out there, man. He's going to go the next few picks. Crazy. Ah, man.
Yeah.
Green Bay.
Green Bay. Well, Green Bay is not bad. I mean, they're a feisty team.
Let me tell you something. I see Green Bay, Minnesota, and the Lions making the playoffs for the next couple of years.
I don't know, man. Lions lost their offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, dude. So
But they're still
It's a wrap.
talented though on both sides,
it's a
man.
wrap. That guy,
Well-
that guy, that offensive coordinator for the Lions, man, that guy was so creative with that offense, dude. That's gonna be hard to match, man. I
Well, it
just
depends. Like I said, I don't follow the Lions, but I don't know who Dan Campbell brought in.
no, I know it,
But they're talented. I mean, I
yeah, they got talent.
got talent. I mean, but the NFC North could be anyone's. But what I'm trying to say is, I still see, even let's say Green Bay wins the division, I still can see the 2 wild cards. I could still see 2 of the wild cards coming out of this division, 2 of the 3 in the NFC, and then I could see the Redskins being the 3rd wild card team if Philly wins. Like everyone is saying, Dallas is a playoff team, but we're not even close, man. We have so much to rebuild, man. We have to rebuild the defensive line. We really, we brought in like we traded for some dudes and we picked up some free agents at linebacker, but no long term, and yeah, it's who's the kid from Texas, man? I'm just thinking the linebacker that's had 3 knee surgeries in 15 months.
Overshown.
3 knee operations in a year and a half, man. That's going to be tough to come back from. Me personally, I don't even want to see Overshown this year. Let the kid heal. Let him heal. And we'll see him in 26. Because especially, let's say we're sitting at like 4-10. Why would we rush Overshown back onto the field?
Because he started showing out at the end of the season.
Bro, don't start saying 4-10.
No, I'm just saying, let's say this. Listen, let's be honest. We have a harder schedule in 2025 than we did in 2024.
Yep.
So all I'm trying to say is, let's say we're behind the 8 ball. Why would we rush him back?
No, I agree. I totally agree. I totally agree with that.
Let him get bigger. I mean, and to me,
I just can't make sense or where sense becomes lies.
You say what? What you say?
So I just can't make we try to make sense of this of what like Danny said, that would be why would you do that, right? But exactly, why would you do that, and why would you do a lot of things that Jerry does? And I don't know why.
Beauty. I mean, here's the deal though. Jerry Jones witnessed the 3 Super Bowls. He was right there.
but
He
does he
saw
remember?
how it was put together. But at the same time, for whatever reason, he cannot figure out how to put it back together again.
He doesn't want another Super Bowl. I keep telling you that he doesn't care about another Super Bowl. I'm telling you, Gary, he does not freaking care.
I agree.
He is not, that man could care less if they get another Super Bowl ever. That is not his number 1 goal at all.
Listen,
So
Not even his number 2 goal.
so let me ask y'all this. Okay, y'all saying that. So why pay these pay these players? Like
because the stadium
money.
is packed. Let's be honest.
It's
What did
about
he pay?
money, like you
What
just
did he pay
said.
Dak? $240 million. That's like us ordering a pizza tonight to Jerry Jones. He's a billionaire. $240
That man does
million.
not care if we win another Super Bowl ever. He does
Well,
not
The
care.
stadium is packed every single Sunday. The stadium is packed. Everyone's paying $30 for a warm beer and a cold hot dog. Everyone's buying Dallas jerseys. So why should Jerry change? Whatever he touches turns to gold. Football don't matter. Let's be honest. In Dallas, it's all about the dollar.
And nobody's, people say, you guys, even last year, people say, oh, we need to stop going to the games and make him feel it in his pocket. Ain't nobody gonna stop going to the games. They're not. They're just not.
We're never gonna. Like I said,
Like you're the number one of the number 1 Cowboy fans. Are you gonna not ever go to another game?
Absolutely. Why? Why am I going to support a loser? I lost. Listen, I gave up I gave up in '94 when he fired a coach who won back-to-back Super Bowls. Like that, the man's a lunatic. The man is
Okay,
a
but
lunatic.
what do you what but what do you, who's your number one team? Is it the Cowboys or another team?
Let me show you my background.
Yeah.
All Dallas. All
Okay.
Dallas.
So that's
I
my whole
believe
point.
what I'm trying to
You
say
say you
is
may not ever go to a game again, but you're still supporting him.
no, I'm not. Those jerseys all came from Temu in China, man. They did not come. They all from Temu. None of those.
That
My
man is
draft
getting some
channel.
of that money. It's a Cowboy jersey. That man somehow he may be getting some nickels on the dime or pennies on the
Nah,
nickel or
that's
whatever. But that you're still supporting the Cowboys.
It's crazy. My channel is a draft channel. My channels. I can't come on every day and talk about Dak Prescott. I can't.
We just talk about
Think about it.
You don't talk about Dak Prescott, but you talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Am I right?
I try to do like $1 video a month, to be honest with you. My channel is a college football and draft channel, but I bleed blue and silver, man. I have my dad bled blue and silver, man. I have my dad's ashes around my neck because I used to watch every draft with him. So he's watching this draft with me. My father had the star. My father had the star on his forearm with "How about them Cowboys" underneath it. So I grew up with the Danny. I grew up watching the catch, man. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. I saw the good years, then I saw Danny White go to 3 NFC Championship games and lose. Then I saw like the horrible years. Then I saw the great years. And then I'll never forget, I'm watching ESPN as a kid, and I'm like, Jimmy Johnson got fired. And then my dad came home. I'm like, yo, you believe they just fired Jimmy Johnson? And I say, the only thing Jerry Jones ever did was hire Jimmy Johnson, draft Larry Allen. I don't know what else, man. What else? What else has he done?
Jimmy did it all. That's right.
Jimmy did everything.
Packers are about to select G.
Okay.
And also too, but this also shows you how much coaching matters. Because when Jimmy came to that team, 50% of that team was there. Mark Tuinei was there. Gogan was there. Nate Newton was there. Jim Jeffcoat was there.
Matthew Golden.
Why? See,
that's a wow factor right there.
But you say that, but he's a one-trick pony and a one-year wonder. He cannot run. He cannot run. He can, but you know what? He might. I mean, Jordan Love does have an arm.
Heck yeah, he right in that offense with what's the other receiver?
They got Romeo Doubs from Nevada, and then they got the other kid who scored 4 touchdowns against the Cowboys.
Reed, right? Reed is the
not Reed. I can't think of his name. I'm drawing a blank.
Shoot.
Walker maybe or something.
They got Reed. They got Wicks.
Watson, I think.
Yeah. Watson.
Well, like I said, I mean, getting a weapon for Jordan Love makes sense. Green Bay has a good defense,
man. I mean, you listen. Now, LaFleur comes from that darn same motion offense of Shanahan and all those guys. They all come from the same tree. They needed this. They needed this receiver. That's a great move.
Ken Norton was on Dallas already when Jimmy came. So that just shows you how much coaching changes people too, man. But and I tell people if Jerry never fires Jimmy, Dallas wins 5 Super Bowls in a row. They do. Jimmy wins 5 in a row.
Oh yeah, we know that for a fact. Yeah.
And then there's 8 more Cowboys in Canton. So we've been robbed, man. I lost all respect for the Joneses in 1994 when he did that. Barry came in and he won with Jimmy's team, even though we all know Cowher outcoached him so badly in that game. But the talent that we had, and then that's it. But
we had that talent.
At these routes this guy's running.
It's
24.
disgusting.
We had that talent in 22? right before they traded Cooper, we had that team. It was the coaches that screwed us.
That
Well,
boy, that's
and
off
and,
the
and, and
road.
that and that and Danny's even said like Tomlin, one of the guys that does the most with the least
Least.
every year is, and
That's
you can just see it there, like he does so much with
think
so little that he's
about
got
it.
there.
Does Pittsburgh ever go out in free agency and you see them signing people left and right for $100 million? Never. They never. Besides the Mika Fitzpatrick trade, they never trade for people. And he does the most. Mike Tomlin, to me, Mike Tomlin's one of the best coaches. Mike Tomlin, to me, is one of the best coaches in the NFL. He's probably the best, even though he hasn't won a Super Bowl in a long time. But the fact that he does the most with the least, and that brings him so much higher, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Where now, if he was in a team that drew a lot of weapons at him, plays in a tough division. I mean,
are y'all watching these highlights? This kid is nice, man.
I see.
Y'all notice how
yeah.
This kid is nice, man. Oh my god! Just looking at his oh my god! Look at that.
I don't know, man. I felt like he just played bigger than what he was when I saw him play. So that's why I like him.
Well, I mean, he was a deep throw. He was a deep route.
threat. Yeah,
Correct.
yeah. But okay, I mean, he's someone that's going to stretch the field. So, like I said, he might be scheme specific and work out in Green Bay, but he's not going to be like an 8-catch, 100-yard type of guy or like a possession type wide receiver. He's going to be someone you're throwing bombs to left and right, if that makes any sense. This kid. But he can fly, but
yeah, that was a good pick. Jonathan said Green Bay doesn't really have a true number one. I think it's a good pick. Yeah. I mean, I like Jordan Love, man. Jordan Love he kind of reminds you of CJ Stroud, but they're both young, they got strong arms, and he just needs the weapons around him to be relevant. Yeah.
See, like I had Luther Burden from Missouri ahead of Matthew Golden.
Yeah, Luther Burden, but he's a slot receiver too. And these guys, to me, if we're looking for a receiver personally, I need a big X receiver. Because we already got the slot receivers, but that's the only reason I didn't put Luther Burden.
They're saying Green Bay is trying to trade up. I mean, they're saying that the Eagles are trying to trade up.
Eagles are going to trade up. They're looking for an edge or a right guard.
They said they're trying to trade up. Okay, the Vikings are on the clock.
Yeah, Roger Goodell's
they're up at the podium.
Yeah.
But you see, like, it's crazy, but it's
guard Donovan Jackson, Ohio State.
That's a solid pick because when Ohio State's left tackle Josh Simmons blew his knee out, he actually slid. See, like here, perfect example is a kid that's a guard, but he slid out to left tackle and played. You know what I'm trying to say? He played left tackle for Ohio State when Josh Simmons got hurt. Where the kid we drafted, he's not a tackle. He's just strictly a right guard, Tyler Booker.
Dallas is like the Detroit Lions in the early 2000s, drafting wide receivers. Dallas keep drafting O-line in the 20s, and they can't develop no one at all.
Well, the only one we really haven't developed is Tyler Guyton. We've developed Tyler Smith pretty well, but we had to switch him. But then again, like, we drafted Tyler Smith and said, we drafted him because we had to get bigger inside. And then what was the first thing they did? They slid him out to left tackle because Tyron got hurt. So I'm like, why did we draft him then if we're putting him at left tackle? So I just think Tyler Smith is a better guard than tackle. Now the Giants are on the clock. Giants are going to take Jackson Dart now. Giants traded up. Yeah, you're going to see the Giants take Jackson Dart, Ole Miss. Giants are on the board.
Okay, let's see how this works.
Now, you can, and I've said this, man. The Giants get a couple of players. We're the worst team in this division, man.
So they
They're
moved
not-
up to
yeah.
20. They moved up
Yeah,
to
they
20.
moved to 25.
Yeah, it's because
They got Malik Neighbors. They got Tracy Porter Jr. They got a really good offensive line.
the offensive line to me is weak. Is their weakness.
Well,
But
it got better. It got better last year than what
they
it
got
was before.
Tyrone
Definitely.
Tracy at running back. They got Theo Johnson at tight end from Penn State last year, who was playing good before getting injured. And now you come out of this draft with
Jordan Jacks, I believe, is coming up.
Now, if you come out of this draft
Just
with
showed him.
yeah, 100%. I said that because the coach wanted Jackson Dart. The GM said, we're not taking him at 3. So now it's the GM's job to figure out how to get him, and they did it. So, yeah, I've been saying this all along, bro. Giants are a quarterback away and a few offensive linemen. Giants have a very good defensive line. And now you throw Abdul Carter roaming around back there, man. I mean, and we're going to have Terrence Steele and Tyler Guyton try to block Abdul Carter. That's scary. You see, I don't know. Giants been behind the 8 ball, man. They were flying airplanes over the stadium this year, like trying to get rid of the owners because the fans were fed up. The stadium was empty this past season, empty. But
that's what needs to happen at the AT&T set.
yeah, I mean,
I hadn't been back in years. I hadn't been back since my son retired. I ain't been back that place.
You haven't been to a game since.
Not inside. I've been to tailgates. I haven't been back inside that place. Nope.
Then how you call yourself the #1 Cowboys fan?
I've been out again. I'm there. No, I have been. Yeah, I've been to 2 games. But anyway, I don't go as regular as I used to.
Okay, so the Giants.
I've been to 2
So
games.
the Giants did a trade.
Houston gets a 2nd round, 3rd round, and a 2026 3rd round.
See there? That's
wait, what did the Giants give up?
They gave
second
up
round, 3rd round, and then
$34.99 and the 3rd
next
round
year.
in 2026.
That's the quarterback tax. You pay extra when you come up
That's
for a
beautiful.
quarterback. That's real.
beautiful.
No, that's a real thing. When you come up for a quarterback, you pay extra.
Houston wins.
They're showing.
Houston
They're
wins on that
showing.
one.
They're showing Sanders on my screen.
They're showing who?
Sanders.
Oh, shoot.
They haven't said yet. They haven't
said yet. I'm just saying they have the camera on him. That's all I'm saying. They got the camera on them, man.
I think they got the
Yeah,
time.
that's a
It's
quarterback move
possibility.
right there. That's a quarterback move.
Because
You think they're gonna take him? You think they're gonna take him?
G just said they had the camera on Jackson Dart too. So
They did. They had the camera.
But for the Giants, it makes sense. Jackson Dart would be the guy. That makes to fits their mold of their team.
It
Yes,
is Jackson Dart.
It is. In my opinion, it is. Because that's who DeBolle wanted.
Oh well. I think let me do something. Let me do something here. Let me. Oh, this is sad. This is sad. Put some music back there. Oh man.
They're saying that Dar is a better fit than Sanders.
He is.
I do like Dart better.
They're saying he's a better fit than Sanders. Well, we're fixing to see.
Yeah, that's a Cowboy. That's a quarterback move there to give up that much. Dang. Who is
Okay,
the
they're coming up to the mic. They're coming up to the mic. Coming up to the mic. And
Jackson Dart.
yep. I bet you Shador is probably almost in tears right
No,
now.
but that's why
he's
he's
a millionaire. He's a
no. That's why he
millionaire.
stayed at home. He knew he wasn't going first
knew-
round. That's why he stayed at
I
home.
would think.
They,
I would think
they just
Cleveland.
showed him. They just showed him smiling right now.
They did. Where
Yeah.
are you seeing him? Where are you seeing him on?
Yeah,
what?
because I'm watching him on Channel 7. And, I mean,
I got an NFL Network.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I
I had the guy Uncle whatever his Uncle Neely, but I can't find it now. They were live, but I can't find him. I'm trying to find it, but I can't.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube looking at all the different lives, and I'm trying to because they were at the ranch, but I can't find the team, the guy that was doing it. I can't find it again.
Rams traded pick to
Oh,
Atlanta.
hey, Uncle Neely gonna get flagged like a mug.
Atlanta just drafted.
If he's showing the live, he is.
No, he's not. He's not showing the live. He's at the ranch with them. So he's on a live with two other guys, and I can't find it now. I hate I keep switching to different lives, but now I can't find the one that he was on.
Six two 223.
I can see him going to Cleveland. I can see Shador.
Who, Shador?
You send him to another bad team.
Yeah, think about it.
Yeah,
Come
they
on,
got the
Shador.
first. They got the first pick in round two, so
Just throw him to the dogs.
they get two of the top 4 picks in round 2. Cleveland does, so I'm sure Shador would be one of those.
Oh shoot. Oh man. Now Trey Harris is another one that I would love to bring into the Cowboys. He reminds me more of a Dez Bryant, receiver for Ole Miss. Yeah, he's one that I wouldn't mind seeing coming to the Cowboys.
I told you, G. As soon as I saw Steven smile in that boardroom, I wanted to slap him upside the head. I already knew already, man.
Oh. Yeah.
So Danny, you're live too, right?
Yeah. Yep. Like I said, I mean,
See, the Rams get the 2nd round pick, 7th round pick, and next year's 1st round pick.
wow.
Yee!
And they gave Atlanta a third. Atlanta got a 3rd round in exchange.
You know, this is Shador right here.
Oh, they got Michael Penix.
Come on, G, stop that.
They got Michael
Stop that,
Penix.
G. That ain't-
Oh, who we talking about? What team is this?
Atlanta.
They
Oh,
got
Atlanta.
Penix.
Oh, Atlanta. I thought that was the Rams. Oh, the Rams traded back.
Rams traded that back, yeah.
But this
Okay.
just shows you like the lack of talent. That's why the Rams.
Hey, they got. Wait a minute. Yeah, they got Kirk Cousins too,
They're trying to trade.
dude.
What
Now,
they
that's
need?
one
What
team
they-
that don't know what they're doing.
This is either, I would say, offense or probably most likely defense. Defensive line. They got wide receivers. They got Kyle Pitts. They got running backs.
So
Yeah,
the Falcons are fixing to pick again.
Yeah.
It must be. It's got to be a corner, maybe. It's got to be a high value, like. Not, I don't know. I would not have given up. I like this kid a lot. It's just he has to put on weight. James Pierce Jr. Underrated. Great size, man. Young kid. Length. People are down on him just because they tend to use the rotation. But all the big colleges use the rotation. He only averages about 30 snaps a game. The only bad part about him is he's like 245, but that's no problem. He'll put on size. He'll get better. He'll get bigger.
James
But I
Pierce,
would
yeah.
not. I would not have.
Man, they gave up quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't have given up all that. 6'5", 245. He just has to put on about 20 pounds. It's crazy, man.
Well, that's what we got going on so far, guys.
Let's see. He was my third. He was my third ranked edge. James Pierce. 6'5", 245. 38 tackles, 8 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery.
How many spots was that they jumped?
I would say quite a bit. That's why, but
Yeah.
You see,
Give up
like-
an extra first. Yeah, that had to be.
that's what I'm saying. Like, see, like it just, in my opinion, this trade doesn't make sense because once again, Atlanta's not one player away. You know, I still think probably it's Tampa's division until they get knocked out. Tampa still has a solid D. Hopefully, the wide receiver will help them. You know?
James Pierce.
Yeah, so they jump all the way back to the 14th pick in the second round.
Yeah, because the
Rams,
talent is not there. And the Rams draft great, especially Dave Trigger. Yeah, I mean, I could see Cleveland, but he's a millionaire. I mean,
So who's the quarterback of Cleveland right now anyway?
Joe Flacco.
no, it's Watson. It's Watson.
Joe Flacco better than Deshaun Watson, man.
He is. University of Delaware, Deshaun Watson.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I 12 was way too rich, man. 12 was way too rich for Booker. I'm sorry.
So
I'm sorry.
we got Baltimore on the clock.
They need offensive line and defense. Well, they have question marks. Ronnie Stanley's always hurt at left tackle, but who's out there? There's still a load of big D linemen out there. Notice the draft has a lot of talent along the defensive line, both edge and defensive tackle.
Right.
You know what I bet this pick is? Jihad Campbell, Alabama. I still can see this pick.
You think so?
6'3", 250. He actually was my linebacker too. If it's Jihad Campbell, I had Jihad Campbell ahead of Jalen Walker. I had Abdul Carter 1 and Jihad Campbell from Alabama too. If it's Jihad Campbell.
It seemed like the first round just bottlenecked, and I think the second and third round is going to be the hot round. I just got a
Maybe
feeling.
G. I just feel once we pick, the air went out the room, man. He is.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I had Booker going to the Detroit Lions because I had Booker.
Well, you know, that's what we do. They said we could have got Tyler Guyton in the second round, and we got him in the first round. They said Booker could have went down further in the draft, and we pick him high.
That's
we
what
do.
happens when you don't take best player available. When you have to draft for need, you reach, and that's how you get.
And when have we done our best, G? When we've taken best player available is when we've done our best.
You know, Yeah, that's so true.
Okay,
That is
so the
so
Ravens are getting ready to be on the clock. Well, they're
Do
on the
what?
clock.
But you know what it
Their
is? The
war room is the one that the most I've seen moving around. Like they're actually on the phone talking.
They're gonna make a trade.
But you know what it is? Like the content creators out there that say in Will McClay we trust. Yo, see, I did a million mock drafts once the CD Lamb draft. I did not do one Lamb going to Dallas. No one saw Lamb going to Dallas. No one saw Giroudi. And,
BPA.
but like I said, Lamb fell to us like a fluke. It was a fluke.
Just like Parsons fell to
Yes,
Parsons.
exactly. I was just going to say that. You know, so like, and Bill, it's like you said earlier. It's sad when people out here can seem like can run an organization or evaluate talent better.
This is what happens when you got businessmen trying to do coaching jobs.
Listen, I agree with you 100%.
You got, you know, come to find out that Stephen Jones is the player personnel, director of player personnel. You know, he's president over the scouting. I mean, dude. Yeah.
Listen, you said it earlier. Jerry's a psychopath. If the NFL, he would be Al Davis 2.0 if the NFL allowed.
That's who he is.
He thinks he
He's
can
Al
coach.
Davis. He's Al Davis.
I can't respect the man.
He's Al Davis, and they were best friends.
Yeah, they were 100%.
Yep.
They were the only two people that sued the NFL and won. The only two people
Exactly.
that sued the NFL and won. And won. Why do you think all the referees throw flags on us every week?
Roger Goodell about them now.
Thank you. I hate him, bro. Especially how he plays with these kids' lives. Wow. They took the number. No, they took. Yeah, they
The
took
Ravens picked Malachi Starks.
the number one
Georgia.
safety. Georgia. He's the number one safety.
I think they lost their starting safety in free agency. If I remember.
They said that Shiloh Sanders moved to number 4 as far as safeties are concerned in the draft.
He ain't even. This is just my prediction. Shiloh's not even get. He won't even. He's not even gonna get drafted. If he does get drafted, it will be to Dallas, 100%.
Yeah.
Because Dallas will say we got one Sanders. We couldn't get, and they'll draft him and they'll give him Deion's jersey. But the problem with Shiloh is he's a 25-year-old rookie. He's only 5'10".
He got some off the field issues too.
And he has off the field issues.
Yeah.
So
So you're saying he's perfect for us.
Exactly. He's perfect. He would be a perfect because we always know Jerry does that Dallas feel good pick. See now maybe
I can save him.
but you see now I had my other feel
Hey,
good
but
pick.
you know what? You guys keep saying he has off the field
Well,
issues. That was in high school.
Okay,
That
but
is-
you have to
that's
think
a
about
bunch
that
of
when
play.
you're investing money in somebody, but also too, when a kid is a 25-year-old rookie, you're not going to get more than one contract out of him. And he's small. He's very good versus the run, but I think he's lacking versus the pass. But you see, but we're not seeing it. It's a strong to me, it's a stronger safety class than corner. So, that's where, unfortunately, he came into this draft, and it's a good, very safety class. So that also affects when you come out, too, So, and maybe, he doesn't want to be a 6th-round pick. Listen, to be honest with you, you're probably better off being an undrafted free agent than a round 7 pick. Because you can pick the team
Yeah,
you go
you can pick the team you want to go to. Where you have a better opportunity. So
But, now they took the kid from Baltimore, took the kid to safety a few years ago from Notre Dame. So they got 2 good safeties. Man. I can't believe the kid.
he messed himself up because he was really trying to help his dad out. Like because he had already got a degree from Jackson State, and he just stayed so that he could help his dad out, play for his dad again.
But you see, notice like another kid, millionaire. So I'm telling you, teams don't like that. They rather you come in being dirt poor, have nothing, because they want you to rely 1,000% on them. And I'm just being honest. There was a coach from Chicago a couple years ago got in trouble because they had an acronym for BPA, and they called it broke, poor.
Well, that's just like Deion Sanders last year saying that he likes players that have, I think it was that they didn't have both parents in the house or something. He got ate up for saying that. Like he said, because they're hungry. They're more hungry.
No, exactly. No, I agree with you
single parent home,
1,000%. I agree with you 1,000% because they are, because it's better than a kid that was born rich with the silver spoon in his mouth. How hungry is him? Like Michael Irvin used to say, if he wants his Ferrari, he goes over the middle. Michael Irvin, if I want my mansion, I go over the middle. Michael Irvin is, to me, it's debated. I'll put Michael Irvin over Jerry Rice, man, any day. Because Jerry Rice was, everyone talks about Joe Montana. Joe Montana had the most Pro Bowlers out of everyone ever around him. Most people in Hall of Fame around him. I'm not a Joe Montana fan, but I would say Michael Irvin was a better wide receiver than Jerry Rice. Just because Jerry Rice had John Taylor, Jerry Rice had Terrell Owens. Who did Michael Irvin have as his wide receiver too? He had Alvin Harper for 4 years. See, I like Jihad Campbell. I know they're knocking him because he showed up at the combine and he didn't even know it. He had a shoulder tear in his jersey, in his shoulder, a labrum tear. So he had to get surgery. But if you watch him play, so if he played like that with a shoulder tear, he can play all three linebacker spots and put his hand down in the dirt and rush. So that's great. I mean, the Lions, I can see the Lions going to offensive line or defense. Dan Campbell is a big trench guy.
Like the Lions got the pick, and I don't know if that's what he.
They haven't picked yet. I think that's just his prediction.
Yeah.
See if he's right.
Rodgers walking up to the opposing man.
Jonathan, you know what? I'm gonna pop you.
Talik Williams, defensive tackle, Ohio State. I told you it was a trench pick.
That is such a Dan Campbell pick,
Yeah.
Reggie. Such a Dan Campbell pick.
But you see, everyone loves that the Lions took Jahmyr Gibbs. Everyone's like running back. But everyone forgets the Lions built that offensive line first. We just happened to you know what it is? If we would have drafted Tyler Guyton and he would have been what they thought he was, but you see, you also can't blame him because he only started 13 games in college at tackle. That's it. That's at two different colleges. Yet they thought they were going to switch him to left tackle. I was no. He was a right tackle to me. So if Tyler Guyton would have been what they thought he was, and then this pick, maybe I don't know. Like I said, would I have drafted Booker at 12? No. Washington's on the board. It's either going to be an edge or a running back, in my opinion. I can see either.
Man, I mean,
I can see Henderson or Quinshon Judkins, or it could be Caleb Johnson, Iowa.
They just gave Dan Quinn the keys to the city of Washington, man.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying it's either edge or running back.
So
They got to replace Fowler.
Do you think he just didn't do good in Dallas because of Jerry?
Do what?
No,
You
I
think
just
they-
think
Oh.
they asked him to move a position, and to a position he never played. So I don't like that in the first round. You know what I'm trying to say? Tyler Guyton was in Dallas at the Star, and there was a scout or whatever. He was in a room with like 15 guys, and one of the guys goes, "You're 6'8", you're 330, you got long arms, this, that," and he goes, "You went to Texas Tech and Oklahoma. Why'd you only start 13 games?"
Why we didn't go get this guy Tyler Williams? I'm looking at his highlight. Damn, he's a beast. I'm looking at this dude highlight. I'm like, he's a beast, man. It's this big kid.
This guy just said that. Amazing Creations just said that.
Tomorrow
What are we doing?
There's
This
a
guy-
million.
this guy's
There's a
moving
million
the-
defensive tackles this draft.
Huh?
There's a million defensive tackles. There's a million edges.
Yeah,
Edges and
he's
tackles,
he's one of the
professional
top ones, man. I keep telling you, I don't want just a defensive tackle. I want the best one out of the group. This dude here's a 2-time third team out, 2.5 sacks, 8.
They the team that was willing to trade up with Dallas for the 12 was the Houston Texans.
Oh hell, we done. We ain't nothing we could. We ain't doing no trading up in no second round.
No, I'm saying that no. In the first round, when we had the 12th pick, Houston was trying to work out a deal to move up to 12.
But I wonder what the compensation.
Well, you saw what they was gonna give up. They gave it to who was that? Who did they give it to? They gave it to
Atlanta gave up to move up to theirs.
I thought that was to the Rams.
Not to the Rams. Who was the one that traded with the
Houston traded with the
Houston
Giants.
traded back.
Giants.
The Giants.
The Giants.
Yeah, they didn't.
It looked
didn't much.
Oh, the
from
Giants
the
gave
south,
up that.
from the
Yeah,
south.
Giants
Yeah,
gave
because I think Houston had 25th pick, 24th
Yeah.
pick, something like that. So they didn't want. I think what the deal was.
They are.
I think the deal was Houston was wanting just to give them an extra second, but Dallas was looking for extra first out of it.
But know what the
Extra
sad part
first.
is? Know what the
Wait a
sad
minute.
part is?
Oh my.
No, go ahead.
They was looking for an extra first.
You wasn't going to get that. See, this is what happens when you
Oh.
get a draft that's not talented.
Yeah,
You-
that's stupid.
And we were talking about that earlier, where I said, like, someone's going to offer you much, much lower. But the sad part is, what was Houston picking? 20?
Listen,
What was Houston picking at? Original.
Houston. I'm gonna tell you,
25. I think 25.
Oh,
I think they
Houston.
were.
originally Houston was picking at 25. That's right.
In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, we could have got Tyler Booker at 25.
Well, we know that. We already know that, man. We knew that. But we did the same thing we did
I
with
would've
Tyler Guyton. But so wait a minute. I need you, Pete. Go back and repeat what you said with this possible trade that could have happened.
So they were trying to work out a deal. Houston traded up to 12. Dallas traded back to 25. But Dallas wanted the extra first, and Houston was only willing to give up the extra second.
You know what I have a problem though with wanting that extra first is Houston's a good team. So you knew that extra first was going to be like a 25, 26, 27 next year anyway. But if they were going to offer you like a 2 and a 3,
Yeah, I haven't got that far yet. But if they were going to offer that would have. You're right. That would.
I would have took that.
Yeah.
And that's what they was offering, right? They was offering.
I know extra second. They haven't talked about the rest of it, but they're just kind of.
It had to be more than a second. It had to be
But
more
it
than
was-
Commanders
Move
are
down
up
to the
tonight.
25. Oh my gosh, man! You know what?
Yo, this kid right
Good night.
here,
Dang, they went and picked quick.
they picked this kid right here,
Josh Connerly from Oregon.
ran over Abdul Carter, tossed him around in the playoff game. That's what put this kid in round one. He very underrated.
Man,
Very
you know
underrated.
what?
6'4",
Well,
311 pounds.
I'm not going to believe what Pete said. I'm not that's not a true story.
Yeah, we don't.
That cannot be a
I mean,
true story.
I don't believe it, man. But just
Well, I bet you they show him versus Abdul Carter. 6'4", but he's probably going to project inside. Yeah, see, exactly. I told you they were going to show his Abdul Carter highlights. And they ran right at him. They ran over him in the game.
Pete, that's a true story.
that's what I just read on our man. I'm just reading through stuff right now.
You know what it is, man? Like, listen.
You lying to me. We just talked about that before the show started that we would take an extra second round pick.
That even said, even when we get to tomorrow, you're gonna hear more about the.
There's so many people out there in the second round.
You know what it was, man? Atlanta took Mikel Williams at 11. I think that's what took the steam.
I'm gonna be in the dark in a minute. Say what
yeah.
now?
I think what took the steam out of the room was San Fran taking Mikel Williams.
You know they was gonna do that, man.
I knew they were gonna go trench.
Yeah, they do that. They're gonna do that.
But I could still hope. You know, I can hope. I could hope. He was my number one edge, Mikel Williams. Listen,
man, we don't have a clue, man. We don't have a clue. We really don't.
When Dallas drafted Travis Frederick, everybody was like, "Oh, blah blah," and then we all loved him. So we really don't know. The only thing is,
I hope, like I said, I hope it is that situation, but it's just in the moment right now. It's just like,
listen, I never would have took him at 12. Never would have took Booker at 12. Way too rich.
No, ain't no way. No way, dude.
Way too rich. This kid Connolly, he was my 4th rated offensive tackle. Ironically, my number one tackle is still out there. Still out there.
Wow.
My number one offensive tackle. He's still out there.
Man, this dude is a real man. God.
And I'll bet you Philadelphia takes him if they don't trade out. Or Kansas City. I would say the Bills.
So, yeah.
So you only got 3 more.
G, you want me to make you more mad?
No, it's not mad. It's rubbing salt in the wound at this point.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. What, man? I'm listening.
Just guess who was on the phone during the negotiations. Just take a guess who was on the phone during the negotiations.
Cherry.
No, it was
Steven. Yeah. Well,
but that's what a money hungry jerk does. That is exactly what a money hungry jerk does. You know, he outbids himself and he finds himself stuck without nothing.
But you see, in a regular draft, to go from 25 to 12, it would have costed next year's one in a regular draft. But unless
we got to win now, man. It's not about next year. We got to win now.
But this team is nowhere near winning now, though. How do we?
Again, you get closer. You get closer if you would have took the extra second round pick.
Right? No, I agree with you.
Now we only have one. You see what I'm saying?
Listen, I would have took that. I would have took 2 and 3. I would have took that, especially since we don't have a 4th.
So
we don't have a 4th.
We don't have a 4th. So
I don't know what Houston was offering. I'm sure, like you said, it was an extra second and probably extra either third or fourth, whatever the case may be. Right. Yeah. But according to the report, Steven either wanted Houston's 2026 first rounder or 2 second rounders is what they were looking at.
Well, to be honest with you, 2 seconds is more than fair. To go back from 12 to 25.
Yeah. No.
It's two twos is more. But then we get back to Houston's a good team, and those picks are always going to be later in the rounds.
You know who's missing tonight? Patrick.
He was on here earlier.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was on here. Yeah.
Okay.
Patrick, the fire starter.
Yeah,
he was on here. So that's the story, Pete. That we wanted 2 second rounders.
Listen, it had to be more than a 2. to go from 12 to
It didn't. It didn't. It didn't say. It didn't exactly say what the Houston was offering. It just said what Steven was looking for. So it just said either.
Okay, the Bills are up to the mic. Let's see if they
2026
go
first
quick.
rounder or 2 second rounders is what they were looking for, but it hasn't said exactly what Houston was offering.
But like I said, man, that's moving back.
Yeah, that's bad management on Cowboys' part. That's stupid. That's so stupid. And then you go get Booker. You go get Booker, dude. Stop.
Like I said, I had Booker going to the
that's
Lions.
bananas, man.
I had
That's-
Booker going
that's-
to the Lions.
Do what you say, Danny?
I had Booker going to the Lions. That's where I had Booker going. Tyler
And the
Booker.
Lions picked 27.
Yeah, that's where I had him. Because he was a one play. He can only play one position. That's it. But he's a freak. The kid's 6'6", 360, 11-inch hands, but he's strictly a right guard. But like I said, in the last 10 years, Alabama's only put out like 1.5 good linemen in the last 10 years. They put out a lot of busts. A lot. This is Maxwell Hairston, cornerback, Kentucky, big kid. I think he was my third corner. Hold on.
You got what the kid is? You got
He's 5'11". He's only 183 pounds.
Who is this?
This is Maxwell Harrison. He's a cornerback. That's not a big guy.
He's 5'11". That's okay.
5'11", but he only weighs 183.
That's all right.
He took back six interceptions for touchdowns.
Yeah, he's the cover guy.
Yeah.
You're not expecting him. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, but yeah, that's okay weight. That is, I mean, 180 is kind of light, but
It is.
5'11", his height is making up for it.
Okay.
He was my 6th rated corner.
Yeah, 5'11" is not bad.
I got one other. I got actually, honestly, it's a crazy draft, man.
They're saying he's got real good speed.
Hey,
And
tomorrow,
that
hey guys, tomorrow we'll be texting, so I'll be texting you guys when we.
So
yeah.
So Philly traded up a spot. This doesn't make wait. Philly's picking 31.
G might block us tomorrow, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna need somebody to vent to, man. I'm telling you.
So the Chiefs,
Oh my.
Philadelphia traded with the Chiefs. Chiefs traded back and Philadelphia traded up one spot.
One spot.
That's odd. Yes,
That is
Philadelphia. It must be for, in my opinion, it's got to be for this kid. He has a high upside.
Gotta be defense. They just lost some players.
It's got to be Shamar Stewart. I
Yeah.
would think. Texas A&M.
Shamar Stewart was taken already.
Oh, you take it already?
Yeah. Can't remember
So,
what team, but
It's
he was
got to
taken
be
already.
either a guard or an edge.
Yeah, it gotta be defense. I think who did they lose? They lost.
Well, they
Couple
lost their
of them
right
did.
guard in free agency.
Who was that?
Makai
Carter?
Beck. No, their right guard. They lost their right
Yeah.
guard.
Yeah,
They
that's what it
lost
was.
an edge, Brandon Graham. They
Shamar
lost
Stewart went to the Bengals at 17.
Okay, that's right. My bad. The pick is in. It's either a guard or an edge, if I had to guess. Or I'd hate to see G. Hop Campbell go to Philadelphia, man. I'd hate to see that.
Well, they be, Roger Goodell is getting beat up tonight. Huh?
Where do you have a? Go ahead, please. Sorry.
No, I was just saying that Kansas City traded for 31 in exchange for 32 on a round 5, number 164 in round 5.
Yeah, but somebody must have been trying to get up to that spot for Philly to just move up one spot. Somebody had to be in negotiations. Because why would Philly
This is
move
one
up?
spot.
And what they give up for that
A
spot?
5th rounder, she said.
Yeah, somebody. Yeah, they didn't want somebody. It probably was Dallas. It was probably Dallas, man. It was Dallas. I guarantee you, it was Dallas.
We're gonna give up
And you know
3
what?
first-round picks.
One spot is a large leap. You know what I mean? Can make a
Get
big
your guy, it is. If you
Yeah. And I guarantee it was probably Dallas trying to move up back to that first round.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. At 12, I would have took Tyler Warren from Penn.
I have a report. I got a report for you in a minute, D. I'll tell you. Yeah. Okay. Hey, what about the defensive tackle from Kentucky? You got him on your list there?
Only Walker. The only thing that happened, he's huge, 6'7", 360. The only issue with him is at the combat. Well, they knew about it. He's had a back injury. He's had the good thing about it is he's had it for 15 years. It's a problem though with his vertebrae, not the actual disc. So it's something that it's not going to bother him all the time. But he originally he was like a late 2, early 3. Now a lot of teams have him going in the 4th round. But
Fourth round, yeah. Yeah, that's what I heard about him in 4th round mostly. So, yeah.
But he's a beast, and he's very talented. He played stand-up 5 tech at 6'7", 360. That's how talented he is. I would take him in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Because listen, as long as you don't operate on him, but if they want to operate, I would advise it not to. Because 2023 he was fine with the same injury, it just flared up on him. You know, they could do stem cells treatments now. There's a million things they could do, but D-line and defensive tackle and edge stretch, or defensive line and running backs stretch all 7 rounds. I'm surprised Henderson hasn't gone.
Who?
Henderson.
Second round, man. Second round.
I'm shocked.
A
A lot of people are picking him to go in the 1st round.
Nah, running backs, receivers
Yeah,
going.
it's both because it's a running back by committee league.
Yeah, it is. Wouldn't it be something we can get Junkins and Henderson? Man, that would be a thunder and lightning.
I don't see. Yeah,
There's no way. We would have to.
I would like to get one of those in round 2, and then maybe like a guy, even another guy in round 6 or 5.
One of those will be on the board at 44, in my opinion, unless we see something. Yeah, I don't see anyone trading up for them at this point. So I could see one of them being on the board at 44. But
Yeah. Well, we got
don't be
12
shocked
more.
though. Dallas moves back.
Man, listen,
Wait.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
listen,
Don't be honest,
Hey.
because they're gonna want a 4th. They're
Bro.
gonna want a 4th rounder. Yo, we're talking to Joneses here. Who fires a coach who wins back-to-back Super Bowls? When we say the sky is blue, Jerry says no, it's orange. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't win with him. No, wins don't mean nothing. It's all about the money in Dallas.
I done already told you he doesn't care about another Super Bowl. He could give a rat's ass if we win
Let's
another
be
Super
honest.
Bowl.
When Sean Payton wanted out of New Orleans, if Jerry was serious, he would have went after him. But he didn't. Doesn't matter. He doesn't care, man. And that's what I'm saying. Like the fans, it's disheartening, man. It really is, man. No joke. I swear to God, man. God rest his soul. My father used to say, like, in the last 20 years, he would say it's not even enjoyable watching Dallas play on Sundays.
man, this is
Next
what's
year I'm
scary.
picking. After
This
this
is
year, I'm
scary.
going with another team.
Stop it.
You know what it is? There's a big disconnect between old people like me and these young kids. 'Cause these young kids only have seen Dak. And to me, the Dallas standard, there's only one thing. You win the Super Bowl or your season was a failure. That's it.
If Dak is their motivation, I feel
That's
sorry
the
for them.
problem. We, today's
You're very brilliant for saying that.
the younger generation, all they want is progress. We want Super Bowls because
Well,
we
what they
win
want
the
is-
Super Bowl.
yes.
Do
If
you
we
feel like
get
they got progress with Dak? Honestly,
well,
don't.
12 and 5 is progress when you do it 3 seasons in a row. Now we're looking at it like, no, that's not. Well, they won 12 games in 3 seasons. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't.
but
Okay, you win 12 games, but then you get to the playoffs and you lose in the first round every damn
But it's
time.
progress to
Hey,
the
don't-
youngster.
Let me be quiet because you're getting ready to make me start cussing.
It's progress to the youngster.
they took Jihad Campbell out of Alabama.
Yeah, Eagles did.
6'3", 255, Jersey kid, no less, Alabama, can play all three linebacker spots.
Yeah.
Plus-
Told you he was a defense. I knew he was a
plus-
defensive player.
Plus, he can play defensive edge. He can play end. He can put his hand down in the dirt and rush the passer. Now, we got to play against him for the next decade. He basically was Alabama's Abdul Carter, pretty much. But like I said, he went to the combine, and they found, which didn't bother me that he had to get shoulder surgery. Because if you saw the way this kid played with a shoulder injury, mind you, what he's going to play like. And he's from South Jersey, so I'm sure he's a.
They lost Milton Williams, Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat. Yeah, they need some. Yeah, they're gonna need some help. Day two gonna be lovely for them. For the Eagles.
He's happy. This kid. He probably was a Philly fan.
Where did Milton Williams go?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
He's a hometown boy.
Yeah.
He went to Louisiana Tech.
I think he went to Minnesota.
To the Vikings?
I think so.
The Chiefs.
'Cause I know the Vikings loaded up on a couple of defensive tackles.
Watch this kid's highlights. Watch this kid's highlights. He's number 11. Look how big this kid is, man. And he played all over the field.
Oh yeah. I remember him from Oklahoma. Yeah. I mean Alabama.
This kid's a beast. This kid
play downhill.
And think about him with all the monsters that Philly has on that defensive line in front of him. He's going to be a beast, this kid.
Well, they lost a lot of them. Josh Sweat is gone. Graham is gone. So
yeah, but those were edges.
They still got Jalen Carter.
They got Carter, Jordan Davis. Chiefs are probably going to go offensive line. They got to, protect their golden child.
Man, you know what? One thing about what's his name? Roger Goodell. He hugging. He's like, boy, look at y'all, just make me richer and richer.
But notice he's hugging them, and he goes like he's saying to himself, "I want to hug him." He's going to look to stick a knife in one of these kids' backs at some point when they make.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's business, and he don't care about.
And that's one of the reasons Jerry Jones got in trouble, because when they redid Goodell's contract, the NFL pays him like $40 million a year, and Jerry Jones was like one of the only owners that said, "What the hell does this dude do that he's worth $40 million a year?" Except he plays God with people, man. I don't like that, man. I'm not a Roger Goodell fan. Sorry.
Well, that's the last one, y'all.
Especially like he likes to punish. Like if kids get in trouble in college, then he likes to take it out of them when they get to the NFL. How? They weren't part of the NFL then. Like, I can't see how you punish somebody when they weren't even an NFL player. That's just me.
Well, let me say this, guys. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us. Y'all saw what we have done as we've been doing the last couple of years, grabbing players early in the round when you can get them in the 5th round.
That's what happens when you reach and not go BPA.
Oh my God!
And that's all we do is reach every year.
All right, so let's give our final thoughts. Start with you. Start with you, Pete. What's your final thoughts for day one, and we'll work around.
All right, man. I don't have much to say, man. I just I hope, like I said, like with every pick we get, I hope they turn out to be, something that this team can, be proud of and make an impact. Like I said, look, I've always been okay with us taking the guards and tackles in the first round when people want the flashy pick and this and that. I've always been that way. This year, I just felt a different way about it. And you know what? We're going to see the rest of the rounds and see let's see if they follow suit with this first pick. Because if they start going all over the place with this thing, then then they really don't have. It seems I'm with Danny. They might have panicked on this pick right here.
Oh man,
knowing
how many years?
McMillan.
Oh man, okay.
But that's my take, man. That's my take.
All right, Danny. What's your final words and your take on this round one?
Yeah, right. I don't know what to say, man.
And you're the draft guru.
Yeah, no. Tyler Booker was a reach. I had Tyler Booker as my number 2 guard. I had Tyler Booker going, like I said, the end of round 1. Honestly, tomorrow, you could have got plenty of guys who could have plugged in at right guard tomorrow. BPA, honestly, I would have took Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren was BPA at that position. Or even Jalen Walker, but
yeah.
Off the ball linebackers, they don't value. Dallas has never valued linebackers. Let's be honest. Even in our championship years, we let Ken Norton go. We just for some reason we've never paid our linebackers. We never drafted linebackers early. So except Michael, but and undervalued. Listen, it was a bad draft coming in. We knew it. And tomorrow tomorrow you're going to see 1 million running backs. Tomorrow you're going to see 1 million running backs, 1 million defensive tackles, and 1 million edges. To me, it was a reach. But we'll know. But like I said, everyone thought they were just going to slide in block Hoffman. Was it a sexy pick? It seems like it took the air out of the room for everybody, but who knows? Maybe it. But nah, I don't know. It was a reach for me. It wasn't BPA. Not even close.
Fleabug, what you got?
It definitely was not a wow factor night. And the rest of the draft, I don't see anything. If we didn't have a wow factor tonight, I don't see a wow factor coming in the next. We got 6 more rounds because it's 7 rounds total. I just don't see anything. I would love to see something. I would love to see a wow factor at this point. But do I think if we didn't do it the first round, I don't see it happening. It would be nice if it happens tomorrow, but I just don't see it. And the players that we do get in the next rounds that we do pick, hopefully they're going to be players like the one we picked tonight. Hopefully he'll be a starter and he'll end up being a wow factor. That's what we just needed. But I'm going to stick with what I say. Jerry Jones gives a rat's ass if we ever win the Super Bowl again. He just doesn't care. He just doesn't care. He just doesn't care.
Well,
and I'm gonna stick by that. Just how you stuck with the things you just basically you know what you feel, and I feel like he just doesn't care. He doesn't,
Yeah. Well, I appreciate all you guys thoughts about what took place tonight. I really do, because I'm right there with you guys. It was like we come in here with full of energy, just knowing that we were going to see the wow factor, and we were going to have something to go to work to talk about tomorrow. I talk with opposing teams and things like that, but we already know we're going to be mocked tomorrow. Gary, what was that? I'm going to say, what was what? But, yeah, very mediocre. Let me say that. Mediocre pick. Another pick that we could have got further down in the round somewhere, even maybe second round. I didn't think we took the initiative to do what was needed to create a wow factor in the first round. And now here we are. We are hearing that there was a possibility that we could have had a trade. We could have had a trade to where we could have probably got an extra second round pick, and for whatever reason it didn't go through with Houston Texans. So
somebody's asking, what time does the draft start tomorrow?
I think same time, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Central Standard Time.
Yeah. So yeah, again, that's where I am. We just have to see what happened tomorrow. Very disappointing, if you ask me. Again, but this again, like I always say, this is what you get when you have businessmen doing coaching jobs. So that's where we are. But I want to say this before we get out of here, guys. Thank everybody that's on this panel for hanging out with us tonight, and everybody that's out there hung out to this time. Big shout out to Jonathan, Amazing Creation. Who else we had out there? Lord Nova. Man, we had some folks out there tonight.
805 Vaughn.
And got it. 805 Vaughn was out there. Who else was out there, guys? Chip came through tonight with us. Dallas fan, 1997. Everybody that came through, man, we appreciate y'all. Yeah, so do me a favor. Make sure you hit the like button and make sure you share this video. And make
Shout
sure
out to Charlene Evans.
Yeah, Charlene Evans.
JBS21.
Yeah, so thank y'all, man. But I'm not gonna hold y'all any long. We've been here, so we'll just be ready. Hey guys, we'll be doing the checks in tomorrow, going back and forth amongst ourselves. And again, y'all, thank y'all for hanging out with us tonight. So, like I always say, continue to stay safe and be blessed.
It was a pleasure, everybody.
Thank
Thank
y'all.
you.